the man in question, and there goes the blow of his whistle. The Lincolnshire derby is underway between Boston United and Scunthorpe. Scunthorpe shooting towards very crowded terrace behind Rhys Lovett's goal. Boston United shooting to the now empty stand, but not for much longer. Work starting during the last week, and Boston United have got themselves an early throw in the right back position, where Marcel Lavinier, who signed on contract terms this week, will take it down the line towards John Lewis, who can't get there ahead of Horton, and Scunthorpe win the ball back. Rowley plays that ball forward, but Boston through John Lewis win the ball back, holds it up and plays it out to Lavinier on the right. His ball down the line to Waldock, who's just offside. As was that you making that noise there, Peter?
I used to be loud. I used to be loud when I was on the pitch, but not that loud.
As Christian has just suddenly dashed from his seat. Bit of a technical error with the PA system there, if you could hear in the background. It wasn't myself or Peter Costello having a funny turn, it was a technical error. Scunthorpe have a free kick for that offside to be taken by Rory Watson, all in green, and he goes long for Boston United. For Scunthorpe, it's headed away, and then in the end the ball will trickle through to goalkeeper Rhys Lovett. Nothing really of note early on, Peter Costello.
No, I do like when the ball goes up to John Lewis. He's very calm, isn't he? Straight away when he came up to him, just chested it down and laid it off. So I want to see a little bit more of that from him today.
As Boston United take this goal kick through Lovett, but Scunthorpe have won it back. Mills, first header he's had to win, trying to find Hill in midfield. Scunthorpe with Horton in the left back. That's a really clever ball forward to Ewing. Had a bit of space. They're looking to try and play the 1-2 with Whitehall. Boston win it back, and then number 11 Rowley runs into the referee. He's going to have to do a drop ball there. It's a clever bit of play from Scunthorpe. The referee just got in the way. Yeah,
Ewing took a really good position there, just in between the midfield and strikers of Scunthorpe. That should be aware of that, Boston. He looked very comfortable on the ball straight away as well.
So it'll be a drop ball for Scunthorpe, halfway inside the Boston United half, into the third minute. It's still 0-0 here, but it's the visitors that are coming forward. Sloggett's got some defending to do here against Beeston, and does well to clear the ball up to John Lewis, who's looking to try and hold up against Bellahoom, but they've won the ball back to Scunthorpe. Hill then gets a toe in, but Horton will pick this up for Scunthorpe United down the left hand side, gets the ball back, plays a clever ball inside to Rowley. Now he's got a bit of space, finds Ewing, who's seen a lot of the ball early on. His ball across to Starborough, and now Scunthorpe have coming down the right, but Boston have won that back through Alex Langshire, who had to really stretch to win that. His ball down to John Lewis, so he's intercepted by Ewing, that's seen a lot of the ball early on, the midfielder, and he's fouled by John Lewis. It's a free kick to Scunthorpe on the halfway line.
Yeah, it's a really good start by Scunthorpe. You could tell already they look very comfortable on the ball, don't they? You can tell they've been on a really good run, full of confidence.
Just the one defeat for Scunthorpe this campaign. Boston United have got some defending to do here as Teal comes across and clears into touch. Yeah, just the one defeat to Carlisle at home. They had Andrew Boyce sent off for them in that game. They had a really good start. They've really adapted to life back in the National League very quickly. Scunthorpe sitting fourth in the table at the moment, still in the FA Cup. They have a trip to Blackpool to look forward to in a couple of weeks' time, and they have a throw in for Brandon Horton to take on that left hand side for them. Heading towards the area, it's headed away by Sloggett, and Lavinier will look to pick this ball up, plays it down the line, and Boston win a throw in as Evans heads it out, and it ends up in the dugout of Andy Butler, who had a brief spell here. And Lavinier is going to take this throw in for Boston United. The news that Jordan Cropper are out for the season, so Lavinier has signed on as the replacement right back. His ball forward to John Lewis, tried to chest that ball back to Carson. Mills now picks it up inside the centre circle, plays the ball forward to Waldock, back to goal, but lays it off to Carson. Thought about going to the right, but then switched it to the left where Zach Mills is. Now Langshire, who's inside the Scunthorpe half, but the ball has gone back to Zach Mills, and now all the way back with Rhys Lovett. Boston enjoying a bit of possession here. Mills gets it back from his goalkeeper, finds Sloggett in midfield, and Teal will play this ball forward towards John Lewis, who pretty sure he would have been offside anyway. There was no flag, and Well, John Lewis didn't go for the ball. The ball went out for a throw-in. Lewis thinks it's a throw-in. Referee says it's free. Linesman, says it's free kick, which Evans has taken quickly. It's headed away by Lancashire, and Scunthorpe have a throw-in in front of their own fans.
I don't think I've ever seen someone given offside for the ball going out of play and he hasn't touched it. That's a bit odd.
Yeah, the rule seems to be he's offside once he touches the ball. It was strange, that one, wasn't it? It meant Evans could get the ball further away, but anyway, nothing came from that, and John Lewis stumbles as the ball came near him. So Scunthorpe will start again now with Horton, who's seen a lot of the ball. Now he slips, and just for a second there, it looked like Hill was going to get the ball off him, but it ends up going back to Watson. All in green, plays the ball long. Teal as well to head that ball away, and then it's hooked further away, more high than away from Sloggett. Hill manages to win a header against Horton to head it forward, and it's now gone all the way back with Rory Watson again in goal for Scunthorpe. So 0-0 early on here, 6 minutes played. Watson plays it long towards Declan Howe. Need to see anything of him in this game, but I can tell he's a very dangerous customer. 5 goals to his name since moving from Gainsborough, Deck Howe, and he scored here last season as well for Gainsborough in that FA Cup defeat for Boston United, and Boston have a thrown in the right back position. But I suppose we're really just waiting for this game to get going, aren't we, Peter?
Yeah, just looking off the ball there, Ewing really is taking it from really good positions for Scunthorpe. I think Waldock needs to decide whether he needs to go tight with him or just let him have the ball. So if you get caught in between, that's when you get issues. But it's going to be interesting to see if Ewing can take control of this game.
And Boston United concede another free kick in the middle of the park. They're giving away a lot of these just little free kicks, aren't they, early on? Evans will take it quickly over to the far side. Lancashire goes across and wins Boston United a throw-in. In terms of the Boston fans, they've had to extend the away end today. I think 600 was the allocation, maybe a few more. It's always good to see a full away end though, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Makes for a really good game, really good atmosphere. Even game so far, not much on it. I think Boston need to decide whether they're going to press or sit off them. As I say, if you get caught in between, that's when you get issues. At the moment, no. It's an even game.
Forward for Donnelly to try and chase against Evans. Evans trying to sit through to his goalkeeper. Then Donnelly, there's a real mix-up here. Can Donnelly get on the end of it? He goes down. The fans want a penalty. It's cleared away. There's a real miscommunication between the centre-half, Will Evans, and Rory Watson. Donnelly was there, and he got a touch. He went down. And Scunthorpe have now got the ball higher up the pitch, but Lancashire will clear for Boston United, so will Carson. But real mix-up at the back there.
I think Donnelly's so aggressive there, did really, really well. Will Evans got into a bit of a muddle. Couldn't really see from here if the keeper got the ball or Donnelly. I don't think it was a penalty from my angle, but as I say, from here it was a little bit difficult to see.
Well, it certainly was. It's the first real talking point of the game as well. And it comes great play from Donnelly, who's looks like he's staying up there with John Lewis in attack. How now for Scunthorpe United? Back to Horton, still 0-0. 9 minutes gone. Our second commentary of the day on BBC Radio Lincolnshire, following Lincoln City beating Stevenage by a goal to 0. Rob Street with that goal for the Imps. We'll have more reaction to that to come on BBC Radio Lincolnshire at half-time and full-time of this game. Evans again now, seen a lot of the ball early on the centre half, and then Starbrook just took a heavy touch, then played a high ball forward, and Boston have won it back, and Waldock will lay that one off, but they are dispossessed, and Scunthorpe are coming forward again. Boston trying to, well, there's a claim for foul by Whitehall there. The Boston United man is down holding his face. Whitehall seemed to get the ball. I can't see which Boston player it is. Is it Waldock?
Couldn't see exactly what happened.
Carson. It's Carson that's down. Not sure about that one.
Did he get a knock in the face there?
Well, I think he's going to be okay. Carson, he's backup referee, although he's receiving treatment. Referee rightfully stopping the game. And Zach Mills just having a word with the referee. It was Danny Whitehall, the top scorer this season was Scunthorpe, 7 goals to his name this season, and Carson's going to be okay, but he'll have to go off for 30 seconds. And Gainsborough Trinity trailing in their game to FC United of Manchester by a goal. It's been quite a week for Trinity. It's a huge league game for them today. Adam Lafondra, the scorer. There's a name from the past for FC United of Manchester. So Gainsborough 0, FC United 1. Our reporter Dave Remnant is there. We'll hear from him at half-time of this one, as well as catching up with what's going on in the Spalding game. And we're back underway here, still 0-0 as Lovett plays the ball forward. Lancashire will get a second bite of it and plays that one along. Donnelly again will look to just pressure the defender, but the ball is going to trickle out for a throw-in, which Horton takes to Watson. I'll start again down the right hand side with Starbrook. Very confident on the ball, Scunthorpe United. Both sides in their traditional home strips today, by the way, as Rowley now brings the ball forward under pressure from John Lewis. Fouled by John Lewis.
No need to foul there, he's not going anywhere. Cheap free kick to give away. I have noticed the first 5 or 6 minutes Scunthorpe play with a high line, so that's something that Boston need to be aware of. Time he runs in behind, especially Donnelly. That's where he nearly got in, when he got beyond Will Evans.
So Scunthorpe have another free kick. They're having a few of these early on, but not really caused any threat yet, but they're a bit better positioned to cross the ball into the area now. Boston 2-man wall. Let's try and stop this over on the right hand side. Looks like he's going to be an in-swinger for Boston United. Reece Lovett just saw in his defence out, they're all crowded on the edge, just inside the penalty area. First real threat from Scunthorpe. 12 minutes played, still 0-0. So here we go. It's a free kick towards the back post. It was Evans that got up, got his head to it, but he goes out for a goal kick.
It's only a little floater ball in, didn't look like that dangerous, but Will Evans got a bit of a free header there. I think he'd be disappointed that he didn't hit the target with that one.
Yeah, he got between the two Boston United defenders, didn't he? And wasn't that far wide.
Just got a little bit too much on it, didn't he? He needed more of a glancing header.
So first, would you call that a chance or a half chance?
I'd say that's a half chance, absolutely,
chance,
yeah. I would definitely say he'd be very disappointed not to get that on target.
Love it. Takes the goal kick. Boston trying to pick this ball up, but Scunthorpe have it with Horton, and it's with the number 8 beast and back to Horton under a bit of pressure from Donnelly, and has to go back to his goalkeeper Watson, who does go long. Mills can't win that one from Whitehall. Mills feels he was fouled, referee not interested and plays on with Teal. Now Carson, but he's dispossessed, and Scunthorpe will come again down the right with Starbrook. It's a high cross, it's overhit now for a goal kick.
Sure, Graham will be pleased with the start. Nothing in the game really. Obviously Scunthorpe flying high. I probably expect a little bit more from Scunthorpe this first 10 minutes, but I'm sure Boston will be really happy with the way they've negated anything that Scunthorpe have got so far.
Well, we said they needed to start better than last week. They were 3 down by this time last week.
And they have.
And it's another goal kick for Reece Lovett to take. So 0-0 here between Boston United and Scunthorpe. As Whitehall brings the ball down for the iron, finds Beast on the left hand side, but Lavenier's read that really well. Got there first and plays a really good ball inside to Dylan Hill. His ball down the line towards Donnelly down the right hand side. Has that gone out? It has, for a Boston United throw in. Horton coming across and just couldn't quite keep it in. Boston have a throw, and that all started from good play from Marcel Lavenier.
Yeah, he did really well. That's when Dylan Hill just needs to calm himself. He obviously got a throw in out of it. There was no pressure on him. He didn't really need to pass the ball, just keep it. That's where he just needs to do a little bit better when he's on the ball, Dylan Hill. We all know he's great without the ball, great tenacity, works his socks off, but just needs to add that little bit of quality to his game.
Alex Lancashire will take the long throw responsibility. He's come across to the right back position with Jordan Cropper injured. What can he do? He's got Mills, he's got Teal, he's got John Lewis. Plenty of threat in there as Lancashire launched it towards that 6-yard area. It's cleared away by Horton, who gave away the throw. Carson does well to bring that ball down and lay it off to Lavenier. Over to the right hand side now where Lancashire, it's a left footed first time ball in high towards Donnelly. Ballahoon just got a toe there before him, and Scunthorpe will look to attack Hill, trying to win this back for Boston United high up the pitch, and in the end they charge it down and do win it. Waldock. Carson leaves it for Hill over on the left hand side now for Boston United. Still 0-0. Back to Carson. Hill is the option down that left-hand side, and that's where the ball goes. Makes a bit of space for pulling it back to Carson. His cross. Donnelly ducked to try and let it go over him, but it's then blocked by the defender and cleared away. And Teal doesn't win that one against Whitehall, but Mills will come across, and Graham Coughlin did not like what Connor Teal did there. I think he just completely missed the ball, and manager letting him know. And Scunthorpe will start again in the right back position now with Joe Starbuck. His ball down the line. Mills comes across and heads away for a Scunthorpe United throw-in.
Yeah, I don't think Graham was too happy, that was he? I think that's one centre half speaking to the centre half there. I don't think he's you need to go and win that if you actually commit yourself.
16 minutes gone, 0-0 here between Boston and Scunthorpe. Evans for Scunthorpe plays it across to Horton on the left hand side. Comes the ball inside to Ollie Ewing, who we mentioned a lot in the first 5 minutes or so, and then haven't really mentioned at all. Whereas Evans, we seem to be mentioning a lot, the centre half, another side that like to have the ball, Scunthorpe United, and that's what they've got now with Horton. Now Howe on the left hand side. That's why he's been plying his trade this season. Sloggett comes across and wins a free kick.
Yeah, Sloggett did really well there. Coratia was backing him up. That's what you've got to do. Don't give them time on the ball, don't let them play. You can see Scunthorpe trying to get the ball down and play at the moment. Boston not letting them, which is great stuff from them.
Stamford are leading Stratford by a goal to nil. Cook with the goal for Stamford, so 1-0 to the Daniels. Remember, games with Trinity trailing by a goal to nil to FC United of Manchester. It's 6th against 4th in the Northern Premier in that match. Here it's 0-0 as Lovett takes this free kick towards John Lewis. It's headed away by Starr, but Boston will try and keep this going with Carson and Donnelly. Now John Lewis manages to bring the ball down and plays across brilliantly to the right hand side to Lavineer. Low ball in. It's gathered in by the goalkeeper Watson.
It's a little bit too close to the keeper. The right idea knocking it in first time. Just needs to hit that second 6-yard box, that imaginary one where I just actually went into the 6-yard, but easy for the keeper to clear up.
Well, Zach Mills there, that was a brilliant piece of play. He just needed that ball, he got it, and he was under pressure from 2 or 3, and in the end wins a free kick.
I think he's been a player of the season for me so far, Zach Mills. I mean, every time, absolutely. Masters the defence brilliantly. Very calm on the ball. We need to keep him fit for sure this season.
I feel he's one of them, it's so noticeable when he doesn't play.
Absolutely.
For Boston. But they have a free kick which Carson chooses to go across from left to right for Hill to deliver the cross. It's high, that should be the goalkeeper who gathers it well. John Lewis and Bellahoon all over each other there. Lenny John Lewis couldn't get the jump. Watson wanted to take a quick free kick for Scunthorpe, and actually the referee stopped it. It works out well for the Iron because he ended up going nowhere, and he'll get another go at it. So, here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. So no goals here. Lincoln City winning earlier today. We'll have much more reaction to that game to come at half-time and full-time of this match. Also following this match, of course, we'll have reaction to this game from Graham Coughlin, one of the Boston United players, as well as the Boston United podcast will be up later with the thoughts of Peter Costello as well. Go on to BBC Sound, search Boston United for all the latest. Boston United as Sloggett can't win that one, and he ended up being clattered into by Teal. He's holding his head, Sloggett, but it'll stay on as Scunthorpe coming forward now as Ewing. It'll be a cross towards that back post, and it's another overhit cross. We've seen 2 or 3 of them from Scunthorpe so far.
Yeah, I think there's a lack of quality both ends, isn't it, in the final third. Dylan Hill just put a hopeful ball in there. It was too floated, and Ewing there obviously got off to a decent start this game. He's got a little bit quiet, he's overhit that one, but he's still picking at some great positions. I think those midfield 3 of Boston really need to talk in there and make sure someone picks him up as soon as they can. I think he's the one who's trying to get on the ball and make Scunthorpe play.
Hasn't he, so far? Definitely in this opening 20 minutes. Probably a half chance at each end. Evans heading wide for Scunthorpe. Donnelly nearly capitalising on a mix-up between Evans and his goalkeeper for Boston as John Lewis wins the flick on Horton, heads away. Then Sloggett will head the ball forward towards John Lewis, who can't win him. Then Hill hooks that ball forward. Now Donnelly's made himself a bit of space. He's into the area. It's Kieran Donnelly. It's a really good save by Watson. Donnelly a bit frustrated he's not scored, but really good play from Boston United. Donnelly down the right, smashed it towards goal. The goalkeeper stayed big and made a really good save.
He's done everything perfectly till the end. I think if you go across the keeper, you've got to hit it with your laces.
Boston are coming forward again, and Donnelly has it on the right-hand side, gets it back to Lavinier inside the area. Lavinier tries to drill across, he just run it out though. Marcel Lavinier goes out for a goal kick, but much better in this last minute from Boston United.
Yeah, as he's going through, Dale, he's had a great first touch, and as he's almost side-footed it across him. It's not going to go. If you side-foot it, maybe side-foot it near post with a little bit of curl on it. If you go fast it, you've got to hit it with your laces hard and low, and he's just not got enough pace on the ball. I think maybe he was caught in two minds towards the end there, because I just thought he was going to put his laces through that and go for the far corner. You've got to say, great chance, has to do better. It's an easy save for the keeper in the end. But he looks like he's got the beating of the back four at the moment, isn't he?
Threat,
yeah,
he's
just
Donnelly
playing on the shoulder. Yeah, and they are playing that high line.
Certainly he's fast, and he'll know. Probably should have scored there for Boston United, but it's a great chance. But it's a lot better from the Pilgrims, and it's been a pretty even game so far as Lancashire just plays that ball forward. Bellahoon will come across, takes a heavy touch, but does well to get the ball away before John Lewis could win it back. And now it's Scunthorpe coming forward, and that's the ball through towards Howe, and Lovett read that really well and came out to the edge of his penalty area and gathers him.
I think that's the first time Scunthorpe, they're wide. Obviously they're playing three up front, they're actually staying wide. It's the first time one of them's made a
John
run
Lewis
down the
that
middle.
ball on. Donnelly again, just for a second there, looked like it might be, and then Waldock won that, and he's clattered into by Evans, and again it's the threat of Kieran Donnelly that Scunthorpe are struggling to deal with.
It's a real handful.
First yellow card of the game for I think it's Evans, isn't it?
Yeah, Evans. Yeah, Evans has been booked. He's not got off to a great start actually. Will Evans, I think Donnelly's got the beatings of him at the moment. He's just a pest, isn't he? He doesn't give him time on the ball, and at the moment they just can't handle him.
And then there it was Donnelly's pressure, and then Waldock, saying to you before, he has his habit of getting forward at the right time, was there, right place, and he was one that was clattered into.
Absolutely.
And this is a really good opportunity for Boston United. It's a free kick, it's very central. Rubbish for yards, Peter. 20, 25?
20, yeah, probably about 25. I must admit, I'm not sure who the free kick taker is for Boston. Who do you think? Matty?
Well, Sloggett's got the ball. We've seen Matty Carson score a brilliant free kick at Sutton.
I think Matty Carson's got his eye on this one.
It doesn't favour a left or right. He's that central.
Right in the middle, isn't it? Yeah.
So yes, Carson's got a brilliant free kick at Sutton earlier in the season. We know Sloggett has got a brilliant delivery, so he'll fancy his chances here as Connor Teal does the blocking the goalkeeper's views, trying to organise his ball. I always remember Matt Reed doing this for Lincoln City many years ago. And so will it be Carson or will it be Sloggett? Can Boston United take the lead?
Make sure you get it on target. Make the keeper work.
23 minutes played. The referee now just telling Teal to move. He's marked the wall. In fact, he's still talking to the wall, the referee, and it's one of them where excitement builds. Can Carson or Sloggett produce the quality that we know they can? 0-0 at the moment. Referee's happy. It's the blow of the whistle. Here we go. It's going to be Carson. Oh dear. It's high. And it's into where we've got stones and diggers and skips at the moment. And that's where the ball is.
I was going to say, I think it's gone into the new stand, which is not there. But you basically said the same thing.
Describe the stand at the moment.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's one of them, though, isn't it? It's just so frustrating because you do build, you give it a build up. There's anticipation, and then maybe a bit too near for Carson.
At least when that stand gets built, the ball might bounce back into play. Save a bit of time, yeah.
As we know, work on the stand started this last week. Mills will clear the ball forward towards Linnell. John Lewis held that ball brilliantly, then the ball through to Donnelly, who is just offside. He looked offside from where we were, but again the threat from Donnelly there. Just a couple of local scores. Bishop Auckland 0, Lincoln United 1. Liam Jarvie with the goal. It's now Stamford 1, Stratford 1. Stamford only leading for a couple of minutes there, and it's Spalding 0, Sudbury 1. Kai Fletcher with the goal for Sudbury. Spalding's first home league game of the season. Graham Cowell is there. We'll hear from him at half time. We've got Dave Remnant at Gainsborough Trinity as well. Here is the free kick following that offside, played forward by the goalkeeper. Horton will try and prod this ball forward, and Howard's got himself inside the penalty area on the left hand side. Boston, two players around him in Lavinier and Teal, and they're not letting him go anywhere. Howe, who's shown his strength, in the end does really well to win a throw in there. Declan Howe.
Good defending from Boston there, very tight, don't let him turn. Sure, Graham will be really pleased the way they've played the last 5 or 6 minutes.
And it's Scunthorpe that have this throw, and they've played it short, and Horton does have the ball back now, comes in onto his right foot, plays it into Alfie Beast, and he delivers across towards the back post. I'm not going to say that's an overhit cross, because it really wasn't, but there was nobody there.
No, it's actually a decent one, wasn't it? There's no one, yeah. It was just sending too wide, man. Sending a bit too wide. I think they need to get in and help a little bit more. He's isolated at the moment, is Whitehall.
We were just talking about the development of the new stand. There is, again, mentioned on the Boston United podcast one with Chairman David Newton, all about that. If you go on to BBC Sounds, it's up there. It's definitely worth a listen. And Boston have this goal kick to take from Lovett now, still goalless. But Boston have had the better chances as John Lewis heads on to Donnelly now, looking to take on his man again. Donnelly down the right hand side, he's done well, he's just inside the penalty area. Donnelly, what can you do here? Tries to chip it in the end it goes through for the goalkeeper. Horton stayed with him really well there, dead touch Donnelly as he got into the penalty area, but again the threat, we keep mentioning it, is Kieran Donnelly. We'll hear from Peter in a second, because Scunthorpe are looking to counter, but Lancshire's won that ball back.
We were saying before the game day, like, you wanted Donnelly to start better. He certainly has. He's done really well, agree. Very direct. Horton did do well eventually, didn't he? Just got a toe in at the end. But Donnelly started the game really well. He's definitely Boston's threat at the moment.
Certainly is. Danny Whitehall, always a threat for Scunthorpe, has the ball. Pulls it back to the number 17, Ollie Ewing, who's seen an awful lot of the ball. Now Rowley in the midfield area, plays it across to Starbuck, and Scunthorpe will probably just want to have a little bit of possession, because Boston the last few minutes have certainly been the better team, and they're looking a threat every time they get the ball, the Pilgrims. Scunthorpe will look to try and take that sting out. 27 minutes played here at the Jatemans. Watson goes long. Teal will try and win that against Whitehall, but he's beaten the 11. He's going to try and make sure this ball goes out, and draws the... No, he doesn't. He lets the ball go out under pressure from Declan Howe. That's a Boston United goal kick. Avalier's
had a good start to the game. Nothing coming down his side.
I agree.
Very, very strong. Good positional play. I think Scunthorpe have only had one half chance from a set piece, hasn't it? They haven't created anything. They look neat and tidy on the ball, but I'm sure their manager will be disappointed the way they've played so far.
So a roundup of the scores locally. Lincoln winning earlier today against Stevenage, with lots more reactions come from that game at half-time, full-time of this match. And then other scores: Gainsborough trailing 1-0 to FC United, Spalding trailing at home to Sudbury by a goal to 0, Stamford 1, Stratford 1, and Lincoln United are leading at Bishop Auckland, and it's still Bourne 0, Long Eaton 0. Love it with this goal kick for Boston United, and as always lame foot now John Lewis, who's doing really well to win that ball in the air again. Horton under pressure from Donnelly. Wardock charges that one down, and it goes out for a Scunthorpe throw-in. But we talk about Donnelly, but John Lewis, they're struggling to deal with him in the air as well, aren't they?
I see what you mean about Wardock as well. He does arrive late, doesn't he? He just should like throw that.
Is that habit of which is very hard to pick up. Did it so well at Gainsborough. And Alfreton, I should say, he was really good at them. That's just the league below, so he's making that step up, but I've no doubt he can be a success. It's a very exciting signing as Lavinier picks the ball up on the right hand side now, runs it. Howe makes himself a bit of space. Lavinier, it's now on his left foot, he's been urged to shoot and does, and it's gathered in by Watson. Great play by Marcel Lavinier, who has looked a real threat coming forward. He hits it with his left foot. It was an easy save in the end from Watson, but again, positive play from Boston.
Yeah, he's had a really good start to the game. It's nice to see someone comfortable on the ball. When he gets the ball, he's not panicking. He's had a look up. There's a little bit of space to run to. It's on his weaker foot, but it's a decent shot. But yeah, it's just nice to see someone comfortable on the ball.
Well, Marcel Lavinier, as we say, just if you missed the news during the week, Jordan Cropper will be out for the season, so Lavinier has signed on for Boston United. He was on a pay-as-you-play non-contract kind of deal, but now he's got a deal, and already I can see a big improvement from him from last week, which is excellent. As Scunthorpe player long ball forward Mills, who up against Whitehall has gone down, and the Boston fans enjoyed that one. Such a battle between those two, but I'm sure it's one they're both enjoying. Boston coming forward again with Lavinier. Played the ball a little bit early for Hill there, who slipped, and Scunthorpe have won it back now, and Ewing is going to come forward for the iron. Horton has made a great run on the left, looks to play it to Howe now, just inside the area on the left hand side. Declan Howe looking to go past his man. There's two Scunthorpe players went down there. First Howe by Sloggett, and then Whitehall by Mills both wanted a penalty. Referee not interested in either, and it's in the hands of Rhys Lovett.
It'll be interesting to see that one going. How cut inside? I think he's made Sloggett by accident. I'm not sure whether Sloggett just caught him there.
It looked late,
it looked like he'd left a leg in there. He obviously didn't mean to do it because the ball's gone through his legs, but
there was nothing in the Whitehall Mills thing for me, but
definitely
no, the first one.
The first one could have been, yeah.
Right. Well, what ifs as Warlock trying to win this from Bellahoon, the former Boston United man. Whitehall holds that ball up and brings Beeston into play now for Scunthorpe United. That's the ball out to the right hand side where Callum Roberts, the skipper, has the ball. He's coming inside onto his left foot now. He's looking to try and make space for the shot, and that's what he does, and it ends up in the stand behind the goal.
I think Graham's going mad there. As it's gone up to Whitehall there, you've got to have someone in front of him and someone behind him. You had two players stood behind him. He's just chested it down and laid it off. You can't have that. You've got to have someone in front of him and then someone behind him.
I think you're absolutely right, Pete. You saw the manager just pointing to his head there and just use your heads basically in terms
absolutely.
Think what you're doing.
Don't just ball watch as the ball's in the final, their final third. Right, who's got who? Are you in front? Are you the right side? There were definitely just two defenders behind him there, which is not right.
Still goalless as John Lewis wins another header there. This time Donnelly run one way, the ball went the other. And Scunthorpe, Hall went back to his goalkeeper, very calmly just chipped it over Donnelly, back to Horton. And now Evans, who's had a mixed start to this match for Scunthorpe United. And again it's with the goalkeeper, Rory Watson plays the ball along to Whitehall, who wins the header against under a lot of pressure from Mills, and now Hill plays that ball forward towards Donnelly, who took a good first touch, but then Horton did well to come across and win the ball back for Scunthorpe. Watson will go along again. Mills wins it against Whitehall again, but it's back with the iron, and Starbrook plays it down the right. Now they've made a bit of space. Roberts now against Mills. Zach Mills has come across there and done so well. It's a sliding tackle. He had to get right, the Boston skipper, and of course he did.
He reads the game so well, doesn't he? All that experience, as I say, he knew what he was doing. He's going to the ground. He's slid in with his correct foot, with his left foot there.
Where you've had 30, into the 33rd minute here between Boston United and Scunthorpe. Still goalless. Boston would have had the best chance of the game through Kieran Donnelly. Scunthorpe trying to come down the Boston United left, but it's an overhit pass and that'll go out.
We've got into a few situations, haven't they, Scunthorpe, where they're just that final ball. Say the amount of times it's just gone out of play. Another one there, they're in some decent positions, but their final ball's been really poor.
So Boston United have this goal kick. They're back in action on Tuesday night. Morecambe are the visitors here at the Jakeman. We'll have commentary of that one on all platforms on BBC Radio Lincolnshire before a tea time game at Tamworth next week. Never easy going to the Lamb. And another game you can hear live on all platforms of BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Love it. One of the best of kicks, but Lancashire kind of bailed him out there by keeping it in towards Donnelly, who won it and couldn't quite chest it back to Dylan Hill. And now Brandon Horton for Scunthorpe with a bit of space down the left hand side, finds Declan Howe, but he's dispossessed well by Lavinier, who is running away from him. For playing it inside to Donnelly now, bursting towards the penalty. Donnelly does so well to hold that ball up. Lavinier trying to stay onside on the right, and in the end Donnelly delayed the pass to him but then got it to him, and then Lavinier, it was the right idea, it just wasn't executed as well as it should have been. It's gone out for a goal kick. He was trying to use the run from Donnelly. It's overhit now for a goal kick.
Lavinier did well initially, didn't he, to Donnelly? I think Donnelly had a chance to pass it a couple of times before he actually did pass it. We just lost a little bit of momentum, but Lavinier's had a good first half. Should be disappointed with his final ball there, but yeah, first time I've seen him play, he's done really well.
Swallows United, who could go top with a win today, have equalised at home to Sudbury. Ben Hart with the equaliser on 29 minutes, so it's 1-1 there, and Bourne have taken the lead against Long Eaton. Robbie Ellis with that goal, so Bourne 1, Long Eaton 0. So still goalless here as Sloggett comes across and wins the ball, but Whitehall then is a clever header out to the right hand side where Starbuck will pick the ball up under a bit of pressure from Boston. Somebody plays it to Roberts, back to Starbuck now inside the penalty area. Boston struggling to clear this one, shot on goal, it goes wide. It came off one of the Boston United men, I think it was Dylan Hill, who dived it at the last second there, and it's a corner to Scunthorpe, our first corner of the game.
Made a good forward run there, Starbuck, but I've absolutely no idea why he's hit it with his right foot. Alright, maybe his left foot, maybe his weak foot. He's got to swing his left foot at that. His toe bunged it with his right foot. It's got a deflection, but he's got to go with his left foot there.
So 0-0 here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. It's the first corner of the match to Scunthorpe towards that 6-yard box. Dangerous one. Lavernier did well to clear. Scunthorpe play it back across and it's gathered in by Lovett. It's a really teasing ball in. That's a couple of times now they've put a ball in and not a lot of pace on it.
No, I think
it's really hard to deal with.
Yeah, I think Lovett got blocked, didn't he? There, they did that quite well. No, sometimes you get a foul for that, but he didn't give it.
John Lewis struggled to deal with it. In the end, it was a bit of a last gasp header from Lavernier. But anyway, Boston survived that one, but they've got some defending to do again here as Horton down that left-hand side looks to pour the ball in. It's Lavernier that gets the block in and it goes back to Lovett.
Scunthorpe just stepped it up the last 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, haven't they?
Danny Whitehall is down after coming together with Zach Mills. He's actually, I think he might be hurt here, the Scunthorpe United frontman. It's a fascinating battle, that one. Having spoken to Zach Mills about these kind of battles, it's ones I know he particularly loves.
It's funny because he spent a lot of his career at right back, didn't he?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's quite new to him now, but maybe a couple of years ago he'd probably not even played centre half. So he's done really well. He's settled in there really well, hasn't he?
It was when it was himself and Michael Boswick centre half for the playoff game, and it was Mills against Whitehall, and he loved it. And as they both do, as big, your big centre forwards do as well, don't they?
I mean, the big thing about Zach is obviously he's not been used to being in there all his career, so you wouldn't say he's a typical centre half, but he reads the game really well.
That's his strength,
so he's
isn't
just
it?
one step ahead. Yeah, so he doesn't have to get into that physical battle all the time. Which,
but if needed, he will.
These big centre forwards do like, don't they? They like the physical battle, but Jack Mill can step in.
But Whitehall's okay. He stayed on the floor for probably a minute as well, maybe half a minute. But they didn't bring the physio on. As Lovett then drop ball from the referee, he's given the ball back, goes long. Scunthorpe win it, and Teal will hook this ball forward towards John Lewis, who chests it down to Donnelly. Donnelly goes back to Linnell. John Lewis to his offside. Good
little play from the both of them. Just got to be careful of that run. Don't go too early.
They're linking up really well, aren't they?
Yeah, they are playing a real flat line, Scunthorpe. There is chance of getting in there. You've got Will Evans on a yellow card, so Donnelly, be aware of that. Can you try and get past him?
38 minutes gone as Watson goes along with this one, finds Declan Howe, who's looked a threat when he's got on the ball. They look a threat down this left hand side. It's the two former games men in Horton and Howe that have certainly looked the threat.
Yeah, Horton's very, very comfortable on the ball, isn't he? Got a good left peg, good distribution.
And Scunthorpe have it again now in the middle of the park with Ewing. Now Beeston looks to play that ball in, headed away by Mills, but there's a lot of space here for Joe Rowley on the right hand side to take a touch. Chooses not to cross it and finds Starbuck near the corner flag, but back to Rowley. Boston have got their shape sorted. Beeston then looks to play that ball forward. He played it forward. Roberts hadn't made the run forward, goes through to the goalkeeper. But talking about Brandon Orton, I was talking to our colleagues from BBC Radio Humberside, and started the season really well, got a silly sending off, and there's only just come back in the team, but they're really pleased, Scunthorpe as a whole, how he's doing this season, and you can see he's very confident.
Yeah, absolutely. Once the ball now is going to come to him again, it always keeps showing.
Yep. This is where he is. He was I just realised I said it wrong earlier. It was Doncaster who was on loan at Gainsborough from, not Sheffield United. I apologise. You know when you say something, I think that doesn't sound right. I've been thinking about it for 20 minutes, Peter. But he was Doncaster. He came from loan on. 39 gone here, still goalless. We'll have much more reaction to the Lincoln City game at half-time of this one. Remember Lincoln beating Stevenage by a goal to nil in our lunchtime kick-off here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. And of all our local games, this is the only one not to have a goal yet, but it's been entertaining. We've had a lot of chances as is Scunthorpe coming forward now with Roberts down that right hand side. Lancashire looking to try and show him wide, and that's what he does, but Roberts still gets the cross in. It's gathered in by Lovett.
Again, another decent position for Scunthorpe. Final ball has been really poor. I'm sure their manager, that's what he'll be saying at half time. Getting in some good positions, just take care of that final ball in.
Lovett's kick towards John Lewis. This time he is beaten in the air by Evans. We've not said that a lot in this first half, but Boston will end up with a throw, as I think it's Bella who's just booted that ball out. And for Graham Coughlin, it might be, stop letting them get so many balls in, because they are going to get better, aren't they? You'd think.
You would, yeah. probably say Scunthorpe have got some more in the locker. I'm sure both managers would be quite pleased, to be fair, if it goes in 0-0 at half time. Scunthorpe away, expecting a tough, obviously, game away at Boston. 50-50 game, isn't it?
I agree. And yet Boston have had the best chance.
Yeah, absolutely. Donnelly will be disappointed with his final finish. Again, I think he did get caught in two minds. You've got to put your if you're going across the keeper there, you've got to put your laces through it.
Donnelly looking to press the keeper there. Whitehall can't win that one, but Teal in the end has to sprint across to get there before Declan Howe. I remember Howe in that FA Cup game here, games were not Boston out in the fourth qualifying round. They just could not handle Declan Howe in the second game, which was here. So they're aware of what a threat he is.
Lavernier just got to be careful. He just let him run in behind. He just switched off for a second and he was nearly in.
But this is a different Boston side to last year, and that's a foul by Greg Sloggett on the influential midfielder Ollie Ewing. I don't think it's going to be a yellow card. No. And free kick to Scunthorpe. And Boston, I think the key is to get at least 0-0 at half time with 4 minutes to play. There's former Lincoln City manager John Schofield, part of the coaching team here at Scunthorpe, has just appeared inside the technical area. But it's a free kick to Scunthorpe and a chance to get the ball into the penalty area as we just got half time from around the corner. And Bourne are having a great afternoon. They now lead by 3-0. So Robbie Ellis and Connor Furry with goals for them. Lincoln United are trailing now by 2-0 at Bishop Auckland. Here Scunthorpe have a free kick and Ewing chooses to shoot and it goes over the crossbar.
Don't think he really believed what he was doing there, did he? Tried the old knuckleball Ronaldo shot and never looked likely, did it?
Yeah, it's one of them where again you hit it and it lights up, you think it's going to go top corner and it
I don't think he actually believed it himself as he was approaching that.
So and he's not really had a save to make, the Boston United goalkeeper, as he takes the kick towards John Lewis, beaten in the air by Evans. Then Whitehall wins the flick on against Teal, but Teal will get a second bite of that. Evans is down for Boston United, holding his head, and will receive some treatment from physio. Him and now John Lewis both going up for the ball. Lenny's okay, Evans is not. And it's now a chance for Graham Cochran just to have a quick word with some of the players. But like you say, Peter, I think he'll be very pleased with what he's seen so far. Absolutely,
as you said, Boston have had the better chances. Scunthorpe come into the game the last 10 minutes, had some decent possession. Their final ball has been woeful. Lovett's not had a save to make. Dead even game. Starbuck had a chance for them, didn't he? I don't know why he shot with his right foot. Toe poked it where he's got to swing his left foot at that. I think that's probably their best chance, really. Got deflected for a corner, but he's actually in the centre of the goal, and you think with his left foot he could even maybe pick a corner or side foot it in the corner, and he obviously doesn't like using his left foot. But I'm sure Boston, I think the crowd were happy with Boston's performance as well, which is nice to see.
I'm happy with it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just thought I'd let you know.
Yeah, 100%. My 2-2's looking good, isn't it?
Like I say, when they were in the division last time, there was a 1-1, a 2-2 and a 0-0. They know how to draw, these two teams. All very entertaining games that I hasten to add. And in the two league games, Boston scored late to get the point. Jordan Richards and Jacob Hazel.
Yeah, I think I was doing the commentary of that game a couple of years ago, maybe, or there was Scunthorpe. It was 1-1 was here, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember that game. I remember Scunthorpe looked decent that night, and I was surprised that Boston actually beat them in the playoffs.
Yeah, it was a very memorable run, that playoff run, as Spalding have taken the lead against Sudbury now. Jack Roberts, so they've come from behind to lead 2-1 the Tulips. So we'll hear from Graham Cowell at half-time of this game, which isn't far away, but I think we'll probably have a couple of minutes added on just for this last stoppage for Evans, who's now off the pitch but still just receiving a little bit of treatment. Looks like he's going to be okay, but again, it's one of them we have to make sure there's no blood. Boston will have the drop ball for Zach Mills at his feet. In fact, we are into the last minute of normal time here. The fourth official has got the board in his hand. He's half waving it in our direction. I think it's going to be 3 minutes when we get there. Mills plays the ball forward towards Donnelly now, and John Lewis won't get on the end of that one. It's headed up by Teal. Hill then hooks that ball forward. Donnelly's going to try and get on the end of this one. He's charged down Horton and unfortunately fell over as he did it. Otherwise he might have been away there, Donnelly, but a very impressive first half from him, and he's forced that clearance for Sloggett to win the ball in midfield. This is a good play from Boston United. Now Waldock back to Lancashire. Out to the left hand side where Carson is, plays it to the edge of the area towards Walbot, leaves it. John Lewis nearly got on the end of that one, but he ends up going down now, John Lewis, and the ball ends up in the hands of Graham Coughlin.
It's a real good dummy by Liam Waldock there. I don't think John Lewis was actually expecting it, but it was a real good leave.
It is 3 minutes added on for stoppages, by the way, and we are into the first of those three now as Lavineer has a throw in front of the home dugout for Boston United, down towards Donnelly, who flicks it on Evans, who's got a bandage around his head now. One of the modern day, very thin black striped bandage with a bit of white on it, but he's okay back on the pitch. Boston have another throw in further towards their own goal for Lavineer to take. Goes back to his goalkeeper, who lays it off to the skipper Zach Mills. Plays it long, and again we hear a bit in the background from the PA system as Lincoln United find themselves 3-0 down at Bishop Auckland. It's an own goal, the third one. Bishop Auckland, not a good day for Lincoln United as Watson then kicks the ball out for Scunthorpe, and it's just it's a bit of a nothing end to the half here. I think both teams, as you said a few minutes ago, Peter, going to be happy to get to half time at 0-0.
Yeah, I think so. Imagine the Scunthorpe manager probably wants a little bit more from his team. They're fourth in the league. Obviously they want to come here and win and try and get towards the top of the league, so I'm sure he'll be more disappointed. I think Graham will be very happy with Boston's play in this first half, and hopefully it can continue. That's the key.
I think Graham Coughlin is pretty happy because he's been nowhere near as animated or worked up as he often is, which is a good sign.
Absolutely. I don't think he can continue down that route every game, can he?
A calmer Graham Coughlin. I never thought I'd be saying that.
I think the league position helps as well, doesn't it? Middle of the table.
Yeah, good point.
You know, for the last 6 or 7 months, it's like every game's you need to win, you need to get a point. We're in the bottom four, you need to get out of the relegation zones. This is the first time in such a long time where, you know, I wouldn't say it's a free hit, but you can be more comfortable on the ball. I think Boston have looked that way as well. They've looked a little bit more confident on the ball.
But it's Scunthorpe that have the ball at the moment. We are literally into that last minute of stoppage time at the moment. 0-0. It's Ewing now for the visitors up against Sloggett, who's gone over to the left back position, battling away. Greg Sloggett winning the ball back, did really well there, the Boston United midfielder. Boston United have the ball now with Carson, goes down the line towards Donnelly now on the left hand side. There's a handball shout from the Scunthorpe fans. It's booted over the stand opposite us by Evans, and Boston have a throw in right on the halfway line.
You see, well, Evans is really he's scared of Donnelly a little bit, isn't he? Even then, I think he had a chance to sort of like take that ball off him, but he's just booted it out of play. He's a little bit worried about him, definitely. And
Lancashire won't take this rain because there goes the half-time whistle. It's 0-0 between Boston United and Scunthorpe. Boston United, best chance of the game. Kieran Donnelly, well saved by Rory Watson. It's been a real battle between the two teams. Not a lot between them either, but Peter, both sides put Boston head on it. Will be very happy with what they've seen.
Yeah, decent performance from Boston. Lavineer's doing well the first time I've seen him, but Donnelly's been the main man. I know he should have done better with his chance, but he's been a threat. Scunthorpe don't know how to deal with him. It's a really good start from him. As I say, you were saying about he's coming off the bench and doing well. Well, I tell you what, he's been Boston's best player today.
And we say about the other end, Scunthorpe will be, maybe frustrated that final ball hasn't been there, but defensively, Boston have also been really good. Yeah,
they've just had one up front, haven't they? Whitehall's been up front, and they've not really got players around him. Howe's got in a couple of times maybe, but Callum Roberts needs to do more. I think they need to get closer to him as it's going up there. He's just on his own at the moment.
And what would you, if you were Graham Coughlin then at half time, what would you be saying? Would you want them maybe to push on that little bit more and feel like the wind's there, or maybe just carry on as they have been doing?
Do you know what? Literally carry on as they've been doing. Remain positive, be on the front foot, don't sit back. So I think if you give Scunthorpe time, you can just tell. I haven't seen Scunthorpe this season. You can just tell me if you give them a bit more time on the ball that they are going to create more. So don't sit off them in midfield, keep ratting around. But yeah, more of the same.
Still confident of your 2-2?
Yeah.
There we go. Right, myself and Peter will be back for the second half, but at half-time here it's Boston United 0, Scunthorpe United 0. Let's hand back to the BBC Radio Lincolnshire studio and Michael Horton.
That was a great answer. I like that one. Thank you, guys. Enjoy your half-time break. We're back with you for the second half. We'll talk Lincoln City in a bit, looking back at that win that's put them certainly before the 3 o'clock kickoffs, second in the table. Let's head across to the north, home to Gainsborough Trinity. Dave Remnant's been watching them against FC United of Manchester, and he's got the half-time details.
Well, much of this game has been played in the Trinity half so far, Michael, with the visitors dominating proceedings. Russ Wilcox's men are fortunate to be just one down at the interval. Defensive indecision after 7 minutes allowed Lafondra to nip in and poke the ball past Robson for the opener. The Holy Blues keeper then somehow kept out Donohue's effort shortly afterwards. Several other opportunities have been created by the Reds, but somehow none converted, thank goodness. Socks need to be pulled up here, Michael, if Trinity are to get something out of this encounter. Half-time, Gainsborough Trinity 0, FC United of Manchester 1.
Dave, thank you very much. Let's head to Graham Cowley's down in Spalding, who I think it's fair to say they did pull their socks up after going a goal to nil down, Graham.
They did, Michael, and it was a sloppy goal to have conceded on 16 minutes. Deep free kick hit in to the back post, and 3 almost unchallenged touches finished with Kai Fletcher giving AFC Sudbury a surprise lead, and they were second best at that moment in time, the visitors, and it certainly rocked Spalding, that goal, for a few minutes. They almost equalised straight away when a great save from Marcus Garnham denied Bart Cybulski, but it took Spalding just another quarter of an hour before they pulled themselves level. Great interpassing, allowing Ben Hart to run through and lift the ball over Garnham, and 10 minutes later they were in front when another great piece of work involving Dion Sembi-Ferris sent Jack Roberts free, and again he took it round the visiting goalkeeper, slotted into the back of the net. Half-time score, Spalding United 2, AFC Sudbury 1.
And Graham, as things stand, they'll go top.
That's a fantastic afternoon for Spalding. They've deserved it from the way that they've played away from home this season, and now turning it on for most of this first half in front of their own fans. Great start to the season for Spalding. They've got to keep it going though.
Go and enjoy that Bovril. Well, he won't have a Bovril. He's a vegan. So go and have his, a nice cup of tea. Right, let's see about the scorelines elsewhere. Stamford, bottom of the table, remember, we're leading against Stratford Town by a goal to nil. It's now 1-1. Stamford against Stratford Town. Midlands Division, Bourne Town 3, Long Eaton 0. Fantastic scoreline for Bourne. And then in the East Division, it's Bishop Auckland 3, Lincoln United 0. Let's take you through the scorelines across the country, starting in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest 0, Chelsea 3, Achupong, Pedro Neto and James with the goals there. Gusto was sent off, but the big story out of that game is the sacking of Ange Postecoglou. 39 games in charge. I think that's a shorter spell than Clough had in charge at Leeds, isn't it? Brighton 1, Newcastle 0. Danny Welbeck with the goal in that game. Burnley leading 1-0 at the break against Leeds United. Bournemouth are top of the table. Krupi scoring 2 for them away at Palace, who have been in decent form. Manchester City 0, Everton 0. Sunderland 1, Wolves 0. The late kickoff is Fulham against Arsenal. Into the Championship, Oxford 1, Derby 0 is a result from earlier on, as is Millwall 2-1 win at QPR, and the 0-0 draw between Southampton and Swansea. Good news for Gav, Birmingham 1, Hull 2, Robinson, and a late goal in the first half from Slater after Stansfield had scored in between them. Charlton 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Coventry 0, Blackburn 0, Norwich 0, Bristol City 0, Sheffield United 0, Watford 0, Wrexham losing at Stoke by a goal to 0, West Brom 1 up against Preston North End. The late kick-off at 7:45 is Leicester City against Portsmouth. Into League One, remind you the results from earlier on: Burton 0, Peterborough 1, and of course Lincoln City 1, Stevenage 0. We'll hear some reaction from Michael Skabada and Gavin Gordon, part of our commentary team, in a moment. Blackpool 1, Wickham 0, Bradford City 2, Barnsley 1, Cardiff 0, Reading 1. Lewis Wing scoring there. Doncaster Rovers 1, Northampton 0, Luton 0. their bad form continues. Mansfield 1, that makes part of our production team very happy. Plymouth Argyle 1, AFC Wimbledon 1, Rotherham 0, Leyton Orient 0, Stockport 1, Exeter City 0, Wigan 0, Port Vale 0. Interleague 2, it's Cambridge 2, Bromley 1, Salford 1, Oldham 0, Accrington Stanley 1, Swindon 0, Barnet 0, Notts 0, Bristol Rovers 0, Tranmere 1, Chesterfield 1, Fleetwood 1, Colchester United 3, a Harry Anderson hat-trick. I don't know that he ever got one for Lincoln. Harrogate 1, Grimsby 0, Gillingham 0, MK Dons 2, Crewe Alexandra 0, Newport County 0, Cheltenham 1, Shrewsbury 0, Crawley 0, Walsall 0, Barrow 1. National League result from earlier on: Solihull Moors 2, Braintree 0. The half times: Aldershot 1, Tamworth 1, Boston Roy at Tamworth next Saturday. Altrincham 1, Woking 2, Borehamwood 0, Eastleigh 0. As we know in our commentary game, Boston United 0, Scunthorpe 0, Brackley 0, Gateshead 0, Morecambe 0, Southend United 2. Boston playing Morecambe on Tuesday night. We'll have commentary, of course, here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Rochdale 3, Yeovil 0, Truro 0, Halifax 0. That's a long journey, isn't it? Halifax to Truro. York City 2, Wealdstone 0. 5:30 kickoffs, Carlisle against Forest Green. Big match, that one. And Sutton United against Hartlepool United.
Richard Stead.
I had to go for an ultrasound, so there's been much jokes at my house. A lot of, when's it due, Daddy? The report says satisfactory, no further action. Although, and this is damning, is this? It says technically difficult scan due to large body habitus, which I kind of knew what it meant. Basically, it's medical jargon for he's a bit of a fatty. So everything is good, but there was technical difficulties due to my large body habitus. You can probably see it through your radio.
Richard Stead.
Weekday afternoons from 2.
Just ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
Well, before today, the leaders Stevenage, certainly at start of play, hadn't only lost one game this season. They've now lost 2 thanks to the imp.
And now it's in the Hackett. He come back on his left foot. Then he's dragged down. Referee doesn't give a penalty. We'll get Gaz here in a second as it's hooked back in the box and down again. And then it's the net. And Street just scored. Lincoln have taken the lead against the leaders.
Let's see what Michael Skubana... Trust me, it was as mad as that sounds. Let's hear from Michael Skubana, the Imps head coach.
We knew we wanted to put it right after Exeter. I thought we were really good against Exeter and we didn't get the result, we didn't get the goal, but I thought today was a big win for sure in terms of getting the results which we needed, which we wanted. But I thought the performance was good. I thought, first half we got in behind them. The plan was to get in behind the back four as much as we can. We created chances, and I think when you look at, or when I feel, I don't know the stats, but when I feel coming off that is we've had more shots, more chances, and I can't remember one big moment which Ricci was sensational with his block. Other than that, I don't think that causes enough problems. So I think today was about the big win, but I really like the performance as well.
Yeah, I think it was 18 attempts for your team, 5 for theirs. Just one on target, the one that obviously Adam got to.
Yeah, and that's credit to the lads. The work they've put in, the desire they want to get up to the ball. Everything we know about this group, they're solid. They know they've got a bit of know-how, and then we've got quality as well. And we just needed that moment. We said it's not going to be a perfect game today. It's not going to be a perfect goal. It's going to be a scrappy goal. It's going to be, that's the nature of how they play a little bit. But they're a good team. They're solid. They're hard to break down. You can understand why they're top of the league, because they can catch you. But I really liked our defensive structure today and how we didn't give them any sniff at all, and our professionalism to go and keep going in the right moments, and not be over frantic with the ball. So I thought there was just some really good quality in there as well.
The game, I think, was everything we expected, wasn't it? Two very organised sides, two sides playing with a real control about them.
Yeah, I'd say 2 very good sides. It felt like 2 very good teams. It felt like a proper game of football. Credit to them, like I said, they make it very difficult, but they have some quality as well, so you don't want to give them any sniffs. They load your box well, and teams change shape 3 or 4 times in the game, so we all had to adapt and change shape a few times to get the result over the line. But I thought from the start, the match plan was brilliant. Streety getting down the sides of them caused them problems, and I thought, to a manner, some really good performances out there again, and just professionalism. I thought we were just solid and professional, and we knew if we kept going at it, we'd get something.
Michael Skubana. If you want to listen to the full interview now and you want to always hear from Rob Street, that is all available now for you on BBC Sounds with the Red Imps Lincoln City podcast. You can find that for you. We'll have the full interviews after 5 o'clock. Gavin Gordon is alongside me as part of the commentary team. You've had a chance for about an hour or so to to think about the performance and the result. What do you make of it?
No, I think it was a fantastic result for Lincoln City. I think the way they went about it, the game plan, everything around it, they sort of made sure that they competed with Stevenage, not give them much time on the ball, got in and around them, and then once they also had the possession, they created the majority of the chances. They looked attacking, they looked like they wanted to win that game, and luckily for them, they succeeded.
It's interesting hearing that bit of commentary back for the goal, because it was like carnage, wasn't it? I mean, there was everything going on in the box, an appeal for a potential penalty, all of that sort of stuff. But I think what it underlined is that Lincoln kept going. They kept harrying Stevenage to try and create themselves some opportunities.
Yeah, they got like in little pockets. So every time they did attack and they did have a chance, it usually came from getting the second ball, sustaining the pressure and making sure that they had the players in the position to keep the pressure on, and it paid off perfectly. And like you said, that it was a bit of a melee, and some people getting dragged down and appealing mid, keeping the ball alive. So at least it didn't stop and appeal. They've just kept on the focus, and the ball landed perfectly for Street, who like I say, struck the ball into the top corner.
And it felt like a big win today, didn't it?
It did, and just the reaction of the staff, the playing staff, the managerial staff, everyone in and around the ground. Like you said, you're coming down the stairs, you can see how people sort of reacted. The fist pump at the end by Michael Scabala, everything had a sort of meaning to it. Coming back from a loss to react like that and producing a game like where everybody felt involved in it, the fans, everybody, I think it meant something, and I hope now they can push forward with that and take that momentum forward.
Because I don't think Lincoln a year ago win that.
They don't, and that's why I'm impressed with the way they've sort of changed from last season. They've gone, right, we're going to play like this, we're going to act like this, and they've gone aggressive. They've gone more together. They've increased the quality in the side. Yes, you've lost so many players. They've gained some money, but the quality of the actual squad now to sort of change, like Michael Scabala said, change the different formations in and out of a game is perfect, and that is all you want, the options to try and win a game. And now he's looking to win a game rather than just survive it. No, they're looking to win it.
And they can do it in different ways. You know, they can go quite direct at times, but also, as we saw quite a few times, they can play some really good approach play. And actually, I'll say this, Stevenage's football was a lot better than I was expecting as well.
When they kept the ball well.
Yeah.
It's just that they didn't create chances. Lincoln stopped them from actually creating anything. But when Stevenage did play in pockets, they moved it quickly and they moved it sharp. Lincoln just managed to deal with it.
Gav, thank you. Gav will be back with me for the second half. Coming up after this, it's second half commentary of Boston United with Peter Costello and Dale Story.
The 1,000-mile challenge for BBC Children in Need.
Last year, BBC Radio Lincolnshire joined radio stations across the country and swam 1,000 miles. This time, we're going to attempt to walk it.
There's a catch. BBC Radio Lincolnshire needs to walk 25 miles over 2 days, three-legged.
I'm Scott Dalton, and on the team with me will be Francis Finn.
When the challenge starts, we'll be walking all over Lincolnshire. Wish us luck.
The 1,000-mile challenge for BBC Children in Need. To find out more, head to bbc.co.uk/walk.
BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
Can you hear me now?
Welcome back to the Jakeman's Community Stadium. Yes, we can hear Peter Costello now. Just having a few technical issues here at the Jakeman's, but both teams are back out, ready for the second half, where it's Boston United 0, Scunthorpe United 0. No changes at half-time, so that Boston United team is Rhys Lovett in goal, and then at the back it's Marcel Lavenir, Zach Mills, Connor Till, Alex Langshire, as we get underway for this second half. In midfield it's Dylan Hill and Greg Sloggett, with Kieran Donnelly, Liam Wardock, Matty Carson in attacking midfield role supporting Linnell. John Lewis. On the bench is Bobby Jones, Ben Griss, Michael Kelly, Rocco Coyle, Geordie Harula, Tommy Fogarty and Manny Norkit. Boston United got us underway in this second half. They're shooting towards the crowded terrace to our left as Connor Teal has gone down holding his head following a header there. So Peter Costello is alongside myself, Dale Story, for this second half commentary, and And Peter, we spoke about it just before half time, but from Boston, plenty of positives to take into this second half.
Absolutely. Again, 4 games unbeaten, 2 wins, 2 draws. Mid-table, decent start to the season. I think the Boston fans want to see a little bit more attacking wise, a little bit better on the ball, which has been better today. We've had the best chances, so against a team who are flying high in Scunthorpe, they've only lost 1. I'm sure Graham was delighted with the first half performance.
And do you, is the worry that Scunthorpe are going to get better? You'd think they'd get better, but then a few games ago, I think Forest Green played here, and I remember feeling the same at half time, and they didn't. So Boston just need to keep going, don't they?
Yeah, I think that's sometimes obviously it's down to the team you're playing. So Boston are not letting Scunthorpe play in the middle of the park. We said at the start of the game we've got some decent little touches in there and they look decent on the ball, but if you've got someone right on top of you for the whole game, it is difficult obviously because you're playing at this level for a reason. You know, you might not have that ability to just beat a player all the time in there. So if you've got, Dylan Hill, Sloggett closing you down, it is difficult to play. Sometimes it is difficult to keep that going for 90 minutes. So that's something we need to be aware of. The last 10 minutes, do we tire and let Scunthorpe have too much of the ball? But Boston are doing really well so far.
We're back underway here. Colin Seale's okay, but he's got to go off for 30 seconds, as the rule is with the head injury. As Scunthorpe play a long ball forward, Lavineer comes across and heads away as Lancashire just has filled in at centre half at the moment until Teal can come back on the pitch. The ball is now with the Scunthorpe United goalkeeper Rory Watson, and he plays it out to the right back Joe Starbuck. And now they'll start again with Evans at the back. Had a mixed first half. Evans, he had a bit of a head injury. He was bulked, had a chance at the other end, and was miscommunication with his goalkeeper as Declan Howe thought he was fouled there. He did go to ground very dramatically, but right in front of the Scunthorpe fans who are not very happy. Ball forward from Boston is straight through to the goalkeeper. And the second half started pretty much how the first half ended, with not a lot between the two teams. It's still goalless. It's with Watson, the goalkeeper. We've already had 3 minutes of this second half, where, again, in comparisons to the last game, Boston had scored 2 goals in the second half by now at Carlisle. So it's a crazy game of football, that one, as Boston showed a lot of fight, as they have done today here against Scunthorpe, as Carson tries to win that one in midfield, but it's picked up by Ewing. Hildo has it in the right back area, plays it down the line for Waldock to try and get on the end of it. It's a nice turn from Evans, and then he's caught by Waldock, who stops the ball going forward at the expense of a throw-in for Brandon Horton to take for Scunthorpe United. So Boston United, so 0-0 at the moment here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Our second commentary of the day, with Lincoln City winning at lunchtime. Boston back in action on Tuesday night. Morecambe, the visitors. We'll have commentary of that one for you as well on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. But Scunthorpe are coming forward now. It's a good ball from Roberts down to Starbuck, who made an overlap, and it was a great ball in, and it just eluded everybody in the end. It was Whitehall at the back post who swung at it. He's now picked the ball up, pulls it out to Roberts on the edge of the area. It's a heavy touch, and Boston win it back through Waldock, and Hill will clear. But that was a really good ball in.
Absolutely fantastic ball from Starbuck. That is just waiting to be hit into the net.
It was Howe that had come into the middle. He missed it, and then Whitehall really swung at it and just couldn't quite reach.
I think Whitehall's just got to gamble more there. I think he could have maybe a diving header. He's put in a great ball there, Starbuck. Ball of the game by far, and Whitehall's got to get the end of that, really.
Anyway, Boston have themselves a throw-in for Lancashire to take. Stood next to Graham Coughlin, as the fans have been excellent all game. Start to make a bit of noise here at the Jatemans. It's a big crowd today. Look forward to hearing the attendance midway through the half, as John Lewis thought he'd want to throw in there for Boston, but it goes to Scunthorpe, and Starbuck, the right back, will take it. Here is his manager in Andy Butler, former brief spell here at Boston himself. Starbuck now plays the ball long. Mills has got time to let that ball drop before smashing it clear with his right foot towards Donnelly. It's headed away. Teal then controls it with his knee, and it's a heavy touch intercepted by Roberts. Boston battling to try and win this one in midfield through Carson, and now it'll be Sloggett, but there's a ball through towards Declan Howe. Can he get there first? And Lavineer and Lovett clash into each other. Lavineer took control of that situation. His goalkeeper was coming out. Both of them under threat from Declan Howe. I think the defenders made the right choice there, but it is a corner to Scunthorpe.
Yeah, I think
Lovett looks hurt.
You can't leave it, can you? I think the keeper would have got it. I think Lovett would have got it, but
I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly. And as Lavernier's probably not sure as well, so he's done the right thing. He's cleared it out. They've collided, haven't they?
Lavernier and Lovett. Lavernier's absolutely fine. Just looking where he is actually. Oh, he's there. Yeah, he's fine. Whereas Lovett's still down, receiving a bit of treatment. Obviously, goalkeeper won't need to go off. As long as he's okay, of course. Here, Scunthorpe, when this is finished, will have a corner. Only the second of the game. But it was a clever ball through. Boston struggling to win that ball in midfield.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of luck, wasn't there? There was a little bit of a ping ball, wasn't it, machine in there? It was the ball was bouncing around. It just dropped to the Scunthorpe player, and he's played a little ball forward.
And it was Howe, who we said had been very isolated out wide. Yeah, again there in the middle.
Absolutely. You've got to mix your play up. If you just stay wide, you know where they are. You've got to mix your play up sometimes. And again, he nearly got his reward there.
Lovett's okay, and Boston have this corner from Callum Roberts to defend. Plays the short one and gets it back. Scunthorpe have worked this well. The drilled in crosses cleared by Hill. Boston have brought everybody back, so Scunthorpe can start again. Roberts now on the right hand side up against Sloggett. Gets it onto his left foot. Sloggett still trying to press here. Roberts is still going, and Fairley was fouled by Sloggett on the edge of the area, and it might be a soft one, but there was contact there from Sloggett, and this is a very dangerous free kick if you're a Boston United player.
So I'm not sure that's a free kick, I think he could have pulled the trigger, and right at the end where he has given the free kick, he's definitely not got hold of it. Maybe earlier, maybe he's give it for maybe a pull before that, but as he's actually give that, he's not got hold of him.
But if you look where the referee's put the ball, it's where Roberts lost the ball, so I'm not sure if he has pulled it slightly back.
Yeah. I think it's weak. I think it's a weak free kick there.
So it's a free kick to Scunthorpe on the edge of the penalty area. What was about 20 yards? Just to as we look, the right. Lovett sorting his, Reece Lovett sorting his 4, maybe 5-man wall out here. I can't quite see who he's over the ball. One of them is definitely Roberts. You'd probably say it fancies the left foot of him, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Real problems here for Boston United. Can they see this one through? Or will Callum Roberts, the skipper? Whitehall is the other player who's thinking about it. He'd be the right-footed option. Lovett is stood very far across his goal as well. He'll be hoping his wall can do the job. Will it be Roberts or will it be Whitehall? It is still 0-0, and it's a low one from Roberts, and it's gathered in well by Lovett. Did he go through the wall?
Yeah, it's a very poor free kick no matter what you look at it, isn't it? It's just one little bounce. Keepers easily save that. He's got to get more whip, he's got to get more pace on that.
Lovett went long with the kick, and Hill is adjudged to have fouled, and Scunthorpe will start again. It was a foul on Beeston, the number 8. Scunthorpe had a lot of the possession early on in this second half. We haven't seen a lot from Boston yet. We've in the 54th minute now on BBC Radio Lincolnshire as Watson goes long. Whitehall wins the flick on. Beeston now up against Lavernier. Well, he thought he was fouled there. The referee not interested, and then Boston go long towards Donnelly, who can't win it in the air. Hill tries to pick it up in midfield. He feels he was fouled, but again the referee let him play go on, and Starbuck's done well to get away from Carson's diving challenge. Out to Roberts on the left hand side now, under pressure from Lancashire. Roberts on his right foot. It's a low ball in, blocked by Lancashire, and then Mills will pick it up and bring it out for Boston United to Carson, who plays it down the line towards the run of Donnelly. Will try and win a throw in here, and he does well there, Donnelly. Again, it's Evans is the man, and then a quick throw in from Carson to Kieran Donnelly now on the edge of the area on his right foot. Oh, he tried to play it across to John, and then a shot from Donnelly, and there's John Lewis to score for Boston United. It was Donnelly's effort. The goalkeeper saved it. The ball then looped up, and Lenny John Lewis was there to tap in his 8th of the season. Boston 1, Scunthorpe 0.
I'll tell you where that all started from. Lancashire, he kept him on his right foot. He wouldn't let him come back on his left foot. They've got to took a quick throw in. Donnelly's done well initially. He's got to square it to John Lewis. It's the worst pass you've ever seen. For some unbelievable, it's come back to him. Is it a snapshot? The keeper's had a howler. He's an absolute howler. John Lewis, to be fair to him, he's followed it in. You'll take that. It isn't the best goal in the world, but I tell you what, that comes from Lancashire up the other end. Honestly, he's kept him on his right foot the whole way. He's tried to cross it, and we've broke from there.
Well, first of all, totally agree with you on Lancashire. Brilliant play, brilliant piece of defending. And then at the other end, it's like, I'm there commentating, I'm not quite sure how to describe it, because first of all, Donnelly, like you say, terrible pass. Then the ball is suddenly back with Donnelly somehow.
Yeah.
And then the next thing, the goalkeeper's
just
he's got to
it.
catch that.
Yeah.
And it seemed to loop. Now it was John Lewis, who, as you say, brilliantly chose to follow it in, because you always have to predict that kind of thing's going to happen.
That's literally the first time we've got in their half in this second half as well. It's incredible, isn't it? Scunthorpe started really well this second half.
Agreed.
I think they've pushed up 10 yards further up the pitch.
But these two up front, there's a lot of chat whether Boston should have two up front or one. They're just so much more effective. As John Lewis tries to get on the end of that one, it goes through to the goalkeeper. And again, that came from, also, Evans kicking the ball out for a throw-in, and Boston taking that throw very quickly, which was clever play.
And Donnelly closed him down to do that as well. But I tell you what I like about John Lewis and Donnelly, they're so different.
Yes.
They're so different, and I think it works. You know, I think as a defender against the two, you've got one who's holding it up, the other one running in behind you. You've got problems to solve, haven't you?
And also, with those two up there, Scunthorpe are going to have to come forward now to try and get back into this game. There's going to be space, surely, for Donnelly. Locally, Long Eaton have poured one back against Bourne. It's Bourne 3, Long Eaton 1. Jaden Cotterill with the goal there. Here, Boston United are leading by a goal to nil, but they've got a free kick to defend here, which Scunthorpe takes short, and Starbrook has it on this right-hand side. Roberts was the overlapping run, but Starbrook's twisting, turning, but he's still got the ball up against Waldock, and Waldock was so well to stop that cross coming in. It goes out for a throw, which Starbrook will take quickly. No, he won't. I literally thought he was going to throw it in quick there, and he chose not to. And now this is where, when Boston are struggling, I'm not saying they're struggling, but the crowd will play a part. And Lavinier has worked that up brilliant in the left back position. And, Donnelly was the option there, but Lavinier is still going. He's inside the Scunthorpe United half, and John Lewis is bursting the guts past him, and that's where the ball ends up. John Lewis tries to play it across to Donnelly, and in the end is through to the goalkeeper, whose clearance is poor. He's picked up by Hill. We'll get your thoughts on that in a sec, Peter, as Boston are coming forward again now with Lancashire on the left hand side. Back to Hill. Pilgrims leading by a goal to nil. It's with Alex Lancashire on that left hand side. Back heels it to Hill. There's options in the area, but Boston happy to keep the ball and just killed the momentum a little bit, really, but they've still got the ball, which is the main thing. Now it's Sloggett, and now it's back with Zach Mills. But there,
wow!
I mean, Lavinier, it's a great run.
I literally,
and then John Lewis,
as he's got the ball, Lavinier, I'm going, pass it. What are you doing? Pass it. Hold on a minute. Keep going.
Yeah.
He's just kept on going. He's eventually passed it. Do you know what? I think John Lewis, right at the end, he's caught in between. I thought he was going to shoot, but I think he's tried to cut back. And I think he's got. And he's just literally stumbled, hasn't he?
And he's now picked the ball up on the left-hand side. Linnell John Lewis. Boston sends a second here as Carson has it now inside the penalty area. Matty Carson plays it across. Oh, Donnelly was so close to a tap in. He was so close there. He's fully stretched to try and get on the end of that one. It's great play again from Boston United. Peter Costello stood up. I tell you that was the second.
Matty Carson, chance. Matty Carson's going in on the angle, and I'm thinking pass it. And then as he's getting closer to the goal, I'm thinking no, have a shot.
I'm thinking hit it.
Yeah, but I think he's done the right thing. Obviously, we haven't got a replay, but I can't believe Donnelly's not actually slid it in, because he hasn't pinged it across. He's actually trying to pick him out.
I think that's a great chance again for Donnelly, who's been outstanding today.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see it again, but he's got to score. He's got to get a toe on it.
Well, could that be a big moment in this match? Boston have a throw, and Boston are on top at the moment. They sense that second goal.
Absolutely.
Don't they? As Stamford are now behind at home to Stratford. Owen James, so Stamford 1, Stratford 2. The Daniels were leading at one point. They trail 2-1. It's a tough season at the moment for Stamford. Here, Boston are leading Scunthorpe by a goal to nil. We've had an hour here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire, and this second half has just been crazy. And Lavinier there runs the ball out of play, and Scunthorpe have a throw in for Brandon Horton to take in the left back position. Throws it in. Whitehall does get the flip, but Sloggett, I think Sloggett's had an excellent game.
Yeah, he's done really well in there. Yeah, he's breaking things up really well, isn't he?
Really well. And it's
brilliant atmosphere, isn't it? Brilliant atmosphere down here. Sometimes it's been a little bit quiet this season, hasn't it? You know,
it's something that the manager's mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely.
and the home and away ends have both made lots of noise today. It's just been brilliant.
But I think remember you asked me a few games ago, where does the atmosphere come from? Does it come from the players? You know, should it come from them to get the fans going, or should it be the way around? Well, it's got to come from the players. It's got to come from the pitch. We've just scored. We've gone forward again. All of a sudden the fans are up. It's got to come from the pitch. It has to. Yeah, sometimes you need the fans to help you out. You know, sometimes you do that. But that atmosphere, that excitement, comes from what people watch. As you say, I was actually stood up, wasn't I? I'm up there, and that's what the fans want. They want players to go forward. They want that commitment. Brilliant last 5 minutes.
Well, we just had as Lancashire heads the ball away for a throw-in. We've just had the attendance announced. 2,866 are here as Scunthorpe take this throw-in quickly towards Howe in the area. He's crowded out by Mills, by Teal. Lancashire clears. It was a quick throw-in from Boston that led to that goal. John Lewis felt he was fouled there, tries to hook it on to Donnelly, and then they're just battling away here, and then it's a foul by John Lewis. And this is where also Boston, they've got the momentum, and things like that. You also need to keep your heads, don't you?
Do you know what's really annoying about that? You can see he's having his shirt pulled, probably on the blind side of the referee. The linesman's got a great view in it, but they don't seem to flag for stuff, do they? They just leave it to the referee. It's so annoying because obviously the referee can't see it because he's blindsided, but he's got hold of his shirt.
And Scunthorpe coming forward. That looked like a foul by Slogging, but Boston United have won the ball back now, and it's Donnelly on the right hand side. It's 4 against 3 here for Boston. Donnelly, the edge there. It's Hill on the overlapping run. What can he do? He tries to, I think, go for goal in the end. It goes wide, but just for a second there, Boston were outnumbered. Scunthorpe.
Yeah, hitting him on the break, because I think it was a foul on Ewing there, wasn't it? I think Sloggett's got away with one there, but Callum Roberts has done really well for Scunthorpe there. He's tracked Dylan Hill's run all the way. They've run about 50 yards. He's kept with him all the way and just put him off as he's gone for the shot. Great defending that.
I mean, if we're being critical, probably the wrong pass. But Roberts
has got to take more care with this pass, hasn't he? Donnelly's final pass there.
Scunthorpe have the ball on their left-hand side at the moment. It's Whitehall up against Teal. Out to Roberts now on the edge of the area. He's now inside the area on the left-hand side. Looks to chip it towards that back post where Beeston is going to try and get the end of it. It goes over him and Lancashire, but then Beeston gives it to Starbuck. It's his cross towards that back post. Boston need to get ahead onto this one in the end. Lavernier won't get there. It's Horson on the left-hand side. Comes off a Boston foot. Now it's Roberts inside the area. It's cleared away by Hill. Scunthorpe, have changed their shape, haven't they? You look, Roberts is now a lot more central. You've got Whitehall at that point was over on the left-hand side. I think Roberts has come in as a second striker potentially here for Scunthorpe.
We were saying the first half he was isolated, wasn't he? Yeah.
As the Boston fans make a bit of noise again. Great atmosphere here at the Jakemans. Can this be another memorable afternoon as a foul by Waldock gives Scunthorpe a free kick just inside the Boston United half. So 1-0 to Boston United here. Lincoln City winning the game at lunchtime against Stevenage by a goal to 0. More reaction to that and this game to come in the final hour on Hope and Glory, as well as the Lincoln City and Boston United podcasts. But it's a free kick to Scunthorpe, although Evans is down at the moment for them. It's like he's on one knee. He's going to receive some treatment. He had a head injury in the first half, and he's not looking too good at the moment as Graham Coughlin brings out the water bottles, and now John Lewis and the team come across, and a load of the fans around us here just applauding the players as they come over. I mean,
it's great to see, isn't it? It's great to
really
see. Again, they're actually responding for what the players are doing. We're always playing with heart this season, but they're playing with a bit of qualities today as well. You can see that. You can see they look better on the ball, look more comfortable. There's a more... I think we said before the start of the game, didn't we? Because they're mid-table, I wouldn't say it's a free hit, but it's the first time in a long time where maybe that pressure cooker is not on them.
I think what's also helped, he's not playing midweek for the first time in...
Yeah, you did mention that. There's more energy there, isn't there? There's more, yeah.
I think the manager... I have to actually look. I think he was saying it's only the second time this season they've had that so far, which, we're in the middle of October now, so it is tough. Now Scunthorpe are going to make some changes, and the man we didn't want to come on, Peter Costello, is coming on. But first of all, Cian Scales is coming on for... I didn't see the board that time. And the other one is Carlton Ubezenu.
Well said.
He's coming on for Dec Howe. And it looks like it is going to be Evans that comes off. So Just have to see where these two players that have come on line up for Scunthorpe. Ubezenu was one of the goal scorers against Kingsley in the FA Cup last week. Dec Howe, who, as you know, I'm a big admirer of his from his time at Gainsborough, looked a threat at times, but I think Boston, to be fair, have dealt with him overall really well. The one time he really looked to be in, Boston United's right back Lavernier came across and did really well despite clattering into his own goalkeeper. Anyway, so that's the first two changes for Scunthorpe United. And Boston have this free kick to defend it, be a ball in. Lovett's come out a long way for this one and does so well. Part of his game today, Lovett, I've been really impressed with the coming out, and he's again this time clattered into by Sloggett, but he commanded his area there, Lovett. You feel that might be something they've worked on with him.
That's what you want, isn't it?
You do.
What you want everyone
just take the sting out of it, which is exactly what he's done. Exactly what he's done here. So going to be potentially another stoppage. I don't think the physio's coming on. Sloggett and Lovett gingerly both getting back up to their feet, and it'll be a drop ball for the Boston United goalkeeper. So Boston, remember, back in action here Tuesday night at home to Morecambe, that rearranged game from the first day of the season. Michael and Rob will be your commentary team for that one on BBC Radio Lincolnshire before a trip to Tamworth, and the tea time game, 5:30 kick-off at Tamworth next week, again brought to you live on all platforms, BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Here it's 1-0 to the Pilgrims, and it's Carson that plays a really good ball down the left hand side to Donnelly now, running towards the penalty. It's a heavy touch from Kieran Donnelly, but he's battling to try and win that ball back, and does. Plays it across to John Lewis, coming in at the near post, couldn't quite connect with it, and it goes wide again. Donnelly.
Scunthorpe are all over the place, haven't they? Donnelly's got it, but he's actually given
then he lost it.
He's lost it, but he's given it back, and he's squared the ball to John Lewis, he's got to hit the target.
Yeah, agreed. Lincoln United were 3 down at half-time, made 4 changes at half-time, but unfortunately it's made no difference. They're now 4-0 down at Bishop Auckland, and Spalding have scored a third. Cebulski, their main man, has made it 3-1 to the Tulips. Good afternoon to them. Games for Trinity still trailing by a goal to 0. Stamford still trailing at home by 2 goals to 1. Bourne still leading 3-1, and here Boston are still leading Scunthorpe by that Linnell John Lewis goal to 0. His 8th of the campaign for Boston United, and oh dear, well that's when you know you looked out for Scunthorpe. Terrible really. It was a simple throw into Beeson, who's kicked it straight out.
We've lost heads at the moment, Scunthorpe, where they started really well, first 5 or 6 minutes.
The goal came against the run of play, didn't it, really?
Yeah, absolutely. But since the goal, there's only one team who's going to score.
Lancashire's going to take this throw in for Boston United near the home dugout, looking to gain some yards down the line towards John Lewis. It's headed away, and then a foul by, not quite sure what that was for. John Lewis didn't jump. I think it might have been Carson, and Carson's going to get a yellow card here. He's obviously said something to the referee as he was. So he's the one that I'm guessing has been adjudged to a foul. He's then saying so much to the referee. He's now looking bewildered at his manager, but I'm pretty sure that's a yellow for dissent. Do you think?
Now what? Yeah, definitely dissent. Obviously we don't know what's been said, but
that's exactly.
By Carson's reaction, I don't think he said a great deal, did he? Because he's quite bewildered why he's in the book.
He still looks quite surprised, doesn't he? And Graham Coughlin, in conversation with the fourth official, he's been back to his animated self this second half. The Boston United manager. He has said in interviews before he just wishes there was a game where he could relax. But anyway, as Lancashire wins the ball and Waldock turns and plays that one high towards Donnelly, he's going to try and get on the end of this one. They're really struggling to deal with him again, but Bellahoon will head it back to the goalkeeper. Only just, it was a bad header as Donnelly looks closed down, but it is with the keeper who throws it out to Horton. Boston leading by Linnell John Lewis's goal to 0. We've had 70 minutes here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. It's been an entertaining Lincolnshire derby in front of over 2,800 fans. And Scunthorpe now, a bit of space down the right, all towards Whitehorse. Well played by Lancashire. Another player I think's had a really good game is Lancashire. Plays it down the line to John Lewis. Took three Scunthorpe players to win the ball off him, but that's what they did. Beeson trying to get past Carson, has to be careful as he's on a yellow card. It's now with Scales, one of the 2 changes that Scunthorpe have made. Now Horton on the left, ball forward is Won back by Hill. Away fans claim handball. He plays it towards Donnelly. Back to Lavinier. Plays it down the line towards Hill, who will chase this one down, but it should go through to the keeper. He's got to come out of his area. I think he thought it was going into his area, Watson. In the end, he does clear it, though, and Scunthorpe pick it up in the midfield area now with Starbuck. So he's moved position. I'm really struggling to see where this Scunthorpe... They've all moved around, haven't they? You think Starbuck, who was right back, is now over there. I think Horton's gone centre half.
Seems to have lost their shape a little bit at the moment, haven't they?
I think he's gone across the left back. I think Horton has come centre half with Bellahoon, and Scales, who's come on, has gone right back. I think that's what they've done, but it's very hard to tell. Boston have got a player down over on the far side. I think it's Lavinier. It allows the other players just to come over as Lavinier is going to receive some treatment. Certainly a big improvement from Marcel Lavinier. He's been outstanding today, the Boston United right back.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen him play. He's done really well, but as you just said, Lancashire said to be, I think they've all played well. I think literally every player for Boston has put in a shift. There's 70 minutes in. They need to keep it going for another 20 minutes. They've all done really well, and I tell you, a big difference today, when someone's on the ball, he's got options. Everyone, you can tell when people want the ball, really want the ball. They're actually demanding it, and that's what I'm seeing today.
Well, Bournemouth 3-0 up at half-time. It's now 3-2. Long Eaton have scored again. Jarvan Davis Miller with their second, so 3-2 in that game. Lincoln United trailing 4-0. Spalding leading by 3-1. Stamford trailing 2-1, and Gainsborough still 1-0 down at home to FC United. Just as I say that, Cisse for Spalding has added a fourth. They lead Sudbury by 4-1. They were a goal down. Ben Grist is ready to come. I think this will be for Lavinier. Boston want to make this change quickly. Ben Grist is ready to come on the lines, but did wave his flag as if to allow the substitution, and it is going to be Lavinier, who's already off the pitch, so he'll go round by the home fans. He's off on the far side, but as you said, Peter, it's been a very impressive performance from the right back. We hope he's okay. Hopefully this is just precaution.
Yeah, look, he doesn't look too bad, does he? Maybe he's getting a bit tired as well, but he's had a really good game today, as every player for Boston has played well, hasn't he?
Well, I feel every time we're mentioning names, and he's had a good game today. It's been a real
there's
team
quite a few,
performance, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
So far, so good for the Pilgrims as Lovett takes this free kick towards John Lewis. It's headed away. Carson thought that was going to bounce out of play for a throw-in. Scunthorpe managed to keep the ball in, but Lancashire did really well to win that ball back. Mills will go back to his goalkeeper, Lovett. He's going to be under a bit of pressure here, Reece Lovett, but kept his cool and
I think he needs to come out and clear that ball quickly.
Yeah,
he took his time there, didn't he? He could have got being
cool.
closed out, absolutely.
Lancashire slices this clearance. He's got a bit scrappy here as Waldock charges that one down. There's a handball claim. He hit him in the face. Mills plays the ball down the line towards Carson. That'll go out, and if you can hear any clapping in the background, it's because Marcel Lavinier is now walking with the physio behind the goal, past those Boston fans who are appreciating the effort and performance he has put in today, as I'm sure they are. The majority of the Boston players. 74 minutes played. Boston United, can they see out a really impressive win, or even add to it? They look a threat going forward, and Carson has won that on the left hand side, really high up the pitch into Waldock. It's an overhit pass from Waldock. The idea was right to try and
find Donnelly. It's a great idea, yeah.
But he's just
overhit,
not executed it right, yeah. And there's the
you don't mind that though, Dale. You don't mind that. He's trying to do the right thing. He's misplaced his pass yet, but he's trying to do the right thing.
I still feel Waldock, they're still getting him up to match fitness, but he's shown real glimpses today of what Boston fans can look forward to as Fogarty is ready to come on for Boston United. He's been away on international duty, but he's back in the fray now as Lavinier continues to make his way off. Scunthorpe coming forward now. Scales on the right hand side. It's his cross. Mills didn't go for him. Got a little bit lucky there, Mills, and will clear to Waldock. Now Carson back to Lancashire, who it's time to clear up to Donnelly on halfway. Tried to let that ball go past the defender. Scunthorpe coming forward again now, and it's with you Anderzu on the right hand side. It's his cross towards the back post. Grist. There's a coming together there. The referee's given a penalty.
Do you know what?
He's given a penalty.
I was just about to say he could easily give that, and he's had a little think about it, and I'm not surprised he's given it.
It looked clumsy from Grist.
There's no need to get involved there.
On Whitehall at the back post, both players were on the floor. Sloggett and Grista.
Now,
talking to the referee.
It's probably soft, but it's a penalty, so it doesn't matter, does it? But at the end of the day, the ball's gone so far over their heads, there's no need to make any contact whatsoever. The ball's nowhere near them.
There's no danger about
No danger whatsoever. Just don't put your arms up, don't put an arm on him, don't do anything. The ball is nowhere near them.
But it's a foul by Grist on Whitehall. It's Whitehall, 7 league goals to his name this campaign, who will be taking the penalty after a long chat between Zach Mills and the referee. Grist not booked for that foul. Boston United definitely feel hard done by with this one, and this could be a big moment in the match. Lovett being told to get back onto his line. There's going to be quite a gap by the time this penalty is taken from the foul. Lovett taking his time. Both teams have also got a sub ready to come on. Fogarty for Boston and Dawson for Scunthorpe, but I'm sure they'll both be after this penalty. Mills is still in conversation with the referee, and in fact they've changed the penalty taker. It's going to be Callum Roberts who takes it. It looked like it was going to be Whitehall. It's going to be Roberts, interestingly enough. So Boston leading 1-0. Can Reese Lovett be the hero for Boston, or can Scunthorpe get themselves level through Callum Roberts? Everybody's finally outside the penalty area that needs to be. The referee blows his whistle. Boston leading 1-0. Can Lovett be the hero? Here goes Roberts, 1-1, straight down the middle. Lovett went to his right, and Scunthorpe have got themselves level. Confident penalty, and it's 1-1.
Something the wrong way. Do you know, the penalty's really harsh. I'd say you only get 2 out of 10 of those, because there's a bit of a coming together. Maybe they've got a hold of each other. It's taken the referee 2 seconds to decide whether it is a penalty or not. Yep. Don't give him the option. There's absolutely no need. I know he's only just come on. Maybe he's trying to get involved, but the ball is so far above them.
So here come the changes then. It's Zach Mills going off for Tommy Fogarty, and Dawson has come on for Danny Whitehall for Scunthorpe. So Mills going off. Sloggett's got the captain's armband, I presume. Actually, I'm looking. I actually don't know if he has. For Boston United, but it's 1-1. We've got 14 minutes to go here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire, and Boston will certainly feel hard done to. I think you're absolutely right, Peter. It's one of them, it's soft. You don't often see them give him, but it probably is a foul, and it gives the referee an opportunity. But anyway, Boston are coming forward now. Grist with the cross towards John Lewis at the back post. It's pushed away by the goalkeeper, and then there's a clattering coming together there between 2 players. Scunthorpe are absolutely fuming with the Boston United man. I'm not quite sure who it is. Is it Waldock, I think? He's down holding his head. I think that'll be a yellow card.
Yeah.
And the game is certainly livened up. You don't know what you're doing.
It's a bit clumsy, isn't it?
From the Boston fans. It was rash. It was Waldock. Just having a look. Is it what? No,
Matty Carson.
It's Matty Carson who's already on a yellow.
Oh.
He's just been booked, hasn't he, for dissent? It looked rash. He's down there holding his head. He could be in trouble here.
He could be in trouble.
And it all just, feels like it's falling apart a little bit here for Boston United.
Do you know, I think it's one of those, if he hasn't got a yellow, he would definitely get a yellow for that. Does that make sense? Sometimes you think, is it worth another yellow to get sent off? So if he hadn't been yellowed on it already, I think he'd have got a yellow for this challenge.
Well, the referee still stood there. Carson's receiving some treatment.
He could be in trouble here.
I think he's in trouble. I hope not. He's still receiving treatment. The referee, he's no cards in his hands.
No, he's not. He's not reaching into his pocket, is he?
A good sign from a Boston point of view.
Do you know what? He's just given a penalty. It's 1-1. The crowd are up. He's not going to give another yellow, is he, to send him off?
But it could be a word, and like a final warning kind of word. Carson's going off for the 30 seconds. Referee's not interested in a yellow. I think he's a bit lucky there. I think he's a bit lucky, personally. But I think you're right. I think it's one of them. If he's not on a yellow, it's a yellow, and it's also one of them that if he's not just given a penalty.
Yeah, 100%, Dale, 100%.
Anyway, 1-1. Scunthorpe with the keeper have this free kick that go long. Fogarty, big game for him to make his first appearance for a while. Ewing, we've not seen a lot of him in this second half. Roberts, he's the man that's level for Scunthorpe now, making space on the edge of the penalty area. Driving forward, goes down. Referee not interested in that one. John Lewis then can't control it on halfway, and Boston, Carson's ready to come back on. They're playing with 10 men at the moment, 1-1. And Scales plays that ball forward, intercepted by Lancashire, who then gets a toe to it, nearly fell for Donnelly. There's a ball down the line, it's cleared away by Fogarty, aiming at us.
Do you know what? I was just about to say, I'd absolutely love to be out there today. What a great game in half is. This tackle's flying in, it's end to end. What a brilliant game to play in.
It just feels like a local derby.
Fantastic.
It really does. But it is 1-1 at the moment, and both sides will want to try and find a winner in the last 9 minutes, and it's Scunthorpe that are coming forward. Scales plays that ball into Beeston, back to Scales, but Lancashire will come across, and he's just going to try and see this one out for a goal kick. And now, we said a few minutes ago about, Scunthorpe struggling to keep their heads. Boston now just have to keep calm, don't they, really? They'll feel hard done to. But if it finishes 1-1, it's still a very good point.
It's just a silly thing to get involved in. You're 1-0 up, you're in ascendancy. You could have been, when that chance, Donnelly could have gone 2-0 up. We said at the time, that's those pivotal moments, but there's just no need to even make any contact.
Love it. Goes long with the kick, and Boston United win a throw-in. So 1-1 here. Remember, Lincoln winning earlier today by a goal to 0. We'll have a reaction to that in the final hour on BBC Radio Lincolnshire, as well as reaction from Graham Coughlin and one of the Boston United players from this match. We'll also hear more from Peter Costello in that last hour as Grist takes his throw-in down the line towards John Lewis. Boston trying to pick the ball up high, but it's going to be cleared by Starbuck, who's now playing as left back. It's a long ball forward. Fogarty has to come across for Boston United, but Yuba Zainu has done really well to play that ball down the left hand side. Boston just trying to keep their shape at the moment. It's with number 11 Rowley. Now Bellahoon. Everybody by the Scunthorpe keeper is in the Boston United half. It's 1-1 here with 7 minutes to go. There's a ball forward that Lovett will gather with ease. As he looks at his options, the Boston United keeper. And we talked about the Bourne Town game. It's now 3-3 as Donnelly is fouled there by Bellahoon, and I think there's the iconic cheers from the crowd. Just they feel they've been a bit hard done to. So just a quick reminder on that one. It's Bourne 3, Long Eaton 3. Bourne 3-0 up at half time. It's now 3-3 in that match. And Bourne have also just had a goal disallowed. It certainly sounds a crazy game over in Bourne. Here Boston United have a free kick and a chance to get the ball into that penalty area as they look to try and retake the lead here in the National League. 1-1. We've got 6.5 minutes to go. Carson will take this one left-footed, and Scunthorpe brought everybody back, which has allowed Boston to, bar Ben Grist, everybody is involved with this one. Carson left-footed towards that back post. It's a slog, it heads it up and lands on top of the stand. It's going to be a goal kick to Scunthorpe, and we're into the final period of the game, and it feels like both teams could still win this.
Yeah, I just want to say that 2-2 could still be in the offing, couldn't it? The one that you laughed at half time, didn't you? But
I wasn't going to mention it.
Let's hopefully I'm totally wrong and Boston win it in the last minute.
2-1 be
absolutely.
Nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. As Lancashire clears, and then he was clattered into there. The referees let a lot go, which again makes the penalty even more of a surprise. Yeah. Scunthorpe are coming forward now with Scales. It's a cross, it's a great ball in. It's a really good clearance from Connor Teal. Last ditch defending from the Boston United defending, and now Boston have picked it up on the halfway line with John Lewis out to the right hand side where Ben Grist is making a run forward. He's been well dealt with by Ewing, and then it goes out for a Scunthorpe throw-in.
Connor Teal, that's just like basically saving the goal there.
Yeah, that's
brilliant
defending.
There's someone behind him as well. I couldn't see who quite was a Scunthorpe player behind him. It's natural tapping. He's got his foot round. It could have been an own goal. Absolutely outstanding.
Brilliant piece of defending, and it's kept the game at 1-1. There's a ball forward now, and some space for Beeston here on the left hand side for Scunthorpe. Crossed into the area. It's again headed away, this time by Fogarty. Scales with the shot, and it ends up in the stones and the skip and the diggers behind the goal.
I tell you what, it could have fell to Callum Roberts, couldn't it? It could have just fell to him. It just went past him.
Well, Boston United are
quite sure why Zach Mills went off as well. I'm not sure whether he picked up a knock, did he, or it's a bit of a surprise taking him off, to be fair.
I presume he must have, because and Fogarty's come on and done all right, to be fair, since coming on. But we have another stoppage now. It's Carson again going to receive treatment with 4 minutes to go here at Boston. It's 1-1 between Boston and Scunthorpe. It's been a lively game as the players again just come over for a quick chat with the management of Boston United. So locally, latest scores: Gainsborough 0, FC United of Manchester 1, Spalding 4, AFC Sudbury 1, Stanford 1, Stratford 2, Bourne 3, Long Eaton 3, and Lincoln United have just conceded a 5th at Bishop Auckland. Isaac Coppinger with that 5th. It's Bishop Auckland 5, Lincoln United 0. Boston United have just taken some instruction from Graham Cochran, from Jamie Rayner, from Lee Bullen, and Rocco Coyle is ready to come on, and I personally think that's a good idea. There's a bit of energy in that midfield. Coyle, well, depending who he comes on for, it's going to be Carson who's limping off. We hope this isn't another injury for Boston United, but it is going to be Carson off, Coyle on. Just as they were starting to get players back, Boston.
Yeah, I imagine he may have took him off on the maybe the second yellow. He could have maybe taken him off there, couldn't he? Because he was walking a tightrope, wasn't he, as well? So
for the last few weeks, Matty Carson's been played in a more offensive position, and he makes a real impact going forward, doesn't he?
Well, that was that chance in the second half, wasn't it, when he ran through. He thought he was going to shoot, he squared it, and I still can't understand how Donnelly's not got a foot on it. That'd have been 2-0.
So we're back underway here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. It's 1-1. It's Scunthorpe coming forward with 3 minutes to go. Scales, who's seen a lot of the ball in the right back position, is coming on, pulls it back to Bellahoon. He'll be encouraged to come forward here before going back to Beeston. Now Scales again on the right hand side. Coyle has come across. Now it's with Rowley, the number 11. Now back to Horton, who has definitely gone into a centre half position for this second half since Evans has gone off injured. Roberts brought that down really well, plays it, but Dylan Hill did so well there to stop the run from Ewing. He went all the way with him and concedes a corner.
Yeah, well done. Wouldn't expect anything less of him, would you?
No.
Always tracks his man. It's one of his strengths.
Scunthorpe attacking the end where their fans are, just giving him a bit of support. Over 600 Scunthorpe fans here today in a crowd of 2,866, but it'll be Ewing to take this corner for the Iron. 1-1 here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Can Scunthorpe get themselves in front? It's overhit, but only because a lot of players went towards that near post.
It's not a bad ball, isn't it? Yeah, if someone just someone just hangs out at the back stick. It's poor, really, isn't it? You've got to have someone coming round the back there in case it misses everyone.
But from a Boston point of view, I'm pleased.
Absolutely.
90 seconds of normal time still to go here, and we talk about that Bourne Town game. So it's 3-3. They were 3-0 up. Long Eaton got back to 3-3. Bourne have had a goal to slam, and they've missed a penalty at 3-3. It's certainly a crazy afternoon over there as John Lewis heads on for Boston United. Nearly found Donnelly. Waldock goes across to try and win Boston a throw-in, but it's a throw-in given to Scunthorpe. The next question will be how many minutes will be added on. Ball forward is blocked by Hill. Goes out for another throw-in to Scunthorpe. Started the day 4th in the league, unbeaten away. They're a very good side, but Boston have more than matched them today. Fogarty heads away for the Pilgrims, but Dawson picks it up, and then it's a high ball, but a clever ball out to Scales on the right hand side, who takes a good touch before pulling it back to Roberts. Scales offering a run, but Roberts then goes past Lancashire down the right hand side. He's into the penalty area, gets onto his left foot, looking to shoot, and does. That's a really good save by Lovett. It's an outstanding save by Lovett, because it looked like he was going the other way, so to readjust his body, it's a good save.
Roberts is so dangerous when he comes on that left foot. It's so hard to stop sometimes, isn't it? I know we said in the Lancashire did really well for the goal, didn't he, for Boston, because he actually kept him on his right foot. Lovett did really well, not had much to do, dived into his left, and that was definitely going in the bottom corner.
So we're just waiting for the fourth official's board. We've had the 90. It's 1-1. The board is on its way. Long ball forward, headed away by Fogarty. We're going to have 11 minutes added on for stoppages. 11 minutes added on. Now, I know we've had a couple of injuries, but 11 minutes.
I love it. Absolutely. More the merrier. Come on.
Where's that come from? I thought it'd be about 7 or something like that. 11 minutes added on here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
I know there was a couple of head injuries, wasn't there?
Yeah, but 11 minutes, that's crazy. So 11 minutes for both sides to try and win. 11 more minutes.
11 more minutes to get a goal each and be 2-2.
11 more minutes of Peter Costello's predictions here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire as Scunthorpe, just seems a lot of time that. But anyway, if Boston score in the 11th minute, we'll be laughing, but they've got some defending to do here as Roberts has a shot and it ends up behind the goal.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
He's a threat. What they've done with him, he's had a lot more freedom this second half. He's been going.
He's been in the hole a little bit. I'll tell you what, he had a great overlap from Joe Starbuck there. And I think he's got caught in two minds whether to have a shot and lay him in, and he's blazed it over into the dirt again, hasn't he?
Just think every game we do, we'll be able to describe that differently, won't we?
Yeah, there'll be something else. There'll be something in there, won't there, next week?
I think it's definitely safe for workmen not to work today. I think it's the right choice.
That was a chance. That
Lavineer getting the man of the match from the sponsors. I mean, there's a few we could pick, but he's certainly been one of the standouts, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'd be probably between him and Donnelly for me.
Boston are coming forward now. Donnelly, it's a good ball into him from Wardock. Donnelly can't control it. You know, Linnell John Lewis very rarely plays 90 minutes, but he's still on the pitch, and which is, good to see. Just hope he's not too tired as Scunthorpe are coming forward again now with Roberts. He's over on the left-hand side. Good defending from Teal, who I think has been excellent, especially this second half. Connor Teal. There's been a couple of outstanding blocks the cross, throwing to Scunthorpe.
It's Roberts again, isn't it? He's popping up everywhere, hasn't he? Just across the front three there, which is what they didn't have the first half. They just had one down the middle. It's easy to defend against.
Scunthorpe take this throw, and then there is a cross that'll be headed away by Sloggett, and then Scales just hooks that ball forward and it'll go wide and out for a goal kick. But no, just talking about Linnell John Lewis, I mean, I'm sure Christian will tell us later if I'm wrong, but I can't remember him playing 90 minutes this season, so it's really good to see, and he still doesn't look tired, does he?
Obviously Donnelly does a lot of his running, doesn't he? I think that sometimes Donnelly may be a little bit harsh on him because he's sometimes doing a little bit too much. But they've combined well up there.
So we're into those 11 minutes. We've had 3 of them so far, so 8 minutes still to play here at Boston as Lovat goes long. It's finished Bishop Auckland 5, Lincoln United 0. I'm sure the Whites are just glad that game's over. Not a good afternoon for them at all. Here is still 1-1, and despite the fact Scunthorpe have got more of the ball, I don't know about you, I just feel Boston are going to get a chance.
You always seem to, both teams usually get a chance in the last few minutes, don't they? I think it's taken Boston quite a while to recover from that penalty, really, because it's just giving a goal away, isn't it? Was it a penalty? Probably not. I mean, I think it's harsh on Boston to give that. But again, as we said, the ball's going over them. It's 20 yards over their heads. There's just no need for any contact.
Well, I think we'll be speaking to a man who doesn't think it was a penalty.
Yeah, I mean,
I can see his point.
If that's against you, then
Boston are coming forward now, trying to press, and they've won themselves a throw-in over on the right-hand side. And Lancashire, we haven't seen one of these since midway through the first half. A chance to get the ball in the box. Boston haven't had a corner today, so these chances have been rare for the Pilgrims. Fogarty's up. Grist has just come back, I should say, but Fogarty's up there, Teal is up there. They are a threat. In fact, Grist has been told to go up. Coyle has been left one-on-one with Roberts, which is a worry, as Lancashire launches this ball in. It's headed away, then hooked forward by Grist. Boston trying to get the shot in, but Scunthorpe charge it down, and they're going to look to try and counter themselves. It's the ball out to Roberts on the right-hand side, up against Rocco Coyle. Roberts comes inside, looks to try and switch the play. Boston desperately trying to get men back, and it's Fogarty just hooks that ball clear. John Lewis, hands in the air, knows he's offside, so won't challenge for that one, and Scunthorpe will start again from the back with the left back Starbuck. 1-1. We're deep into those 11 minutes. We've had 5 of them now here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire, and Coyle has to come across, just hooks that ball forward towards Donnelly, back on the way, and well, he looked like he was thrown to the floor there. And Boston United Lee Bull and Graham Coughlin are going mad. The fans around us are all stood up. Looked like a foul. The referee not interested. Then Warlock's been smacked in the face with the ball. He's gone down. They sting. He'll receive a bit of treatment. But again, Donnelly will feel hard done to that.
Well, I think every challenge now is asking for a free kick. To be honest with you, I think he's gone to the ground a bit easier there. I think he stood his ground. He's looking for the foul. I don't think that was a foul.
I think it's one of them that the referee, if you're giving a foul like the penalty, I think that's the argument that Boston will have.
And I think that's why there wasn't a red card in this game as well. Maybe in the back of his mind, he's thinking, have I got that one wrong? I tell you what the thing is, why is it taking him 2 seconds to decide it is a penalty?
Yeah, he thought about it, didn't he? And it was one of the... Yeah. Anyway, Scunthorpe have started again. Wardock's okay, but he has to go off the pitch for 30 seconds. Scales then delivers the cross. It looked a dangerous one, but Lovett gathers, because nobody really challenged him.
No.
He'll hold on to that for as long as these 8 seconds as he can, as Boston are playing with 10 men at the moment. It's a long one towards John Lewis, battling with Bella Hoon. John Lewis has done so well to win that ball. Can he lay it off here? Shot from Donnelly, blocked. Cleared away by Scunthorpe. Lancashire lays that ball off to Coyle. Back to Alex Lancashire. Brings Fogarty into play, and he'll look to switch the play over to Bengris on the right hand side. It's a poor ball from Fogarty. It's headed away, but Hill will pick this up for Boston United. Running forward now, Dylan Hill looking to get the cross in towards John Lewis, who dummied it cleverly towards Donnelly. It was just about dealt with by Scunthorpe. Sloggett heads it forward. Coyle can't get on the end of that, and the iron clear, and now it's they're going to try and come forward, but Boston will win this back, and it's Hill for the Pilgrims. Plays it across to Coyle. It's a good spell this from the Pilgrims. Can they find themselves a winner? Coyle plays... Oh, he's overhit that. Goes out of play, and we've had 7 minutes of the added 11.
Donnelly's got to be aware there. John Lewis has done a great dummy. You could see he was going to do it. I mean, maybe Donnelly's getting a little bit tired, but
Lancashire clears away. Wardock heads that one on. John Lewis would have been stood offside, so didn't go for it. It's back with the keeper. Watson plays it out to Starbuck in the left back position. He's going to look to switch it across to Scales, who's certainly been involved a lot since coming on. Kean Scales, the right back. Down the line to Roberts, who's probably been Scunthorpe's star man in this second half. 1-1 here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. We'll have reaction to all our other non-league games following the conclusion of this one, as Sloggett comes across and wins the ball. It's just booted clear, and Donnelly will look to try and pressure Bella Hoon here. Bella Hoon clears for a throw-in, and Kieran Donnelly, what are we in? The 98th minute has won Boston a throw-in in an attacking position.
He's still running his socks. I can see both managers. I think every decision the referee's given, I think he's getting him wrong. It's just literally. I thought that was a foul just then, but he's incredible. He just waved play on.
I imagine there'll be a similarity in interviews.
Yeah, I think so.
Radio Humberside with our respective managers, that I don't think either are going to be happy with the referee. Can Boston win this late on? We're in the 99th minute here. We've still got 2.5 minutes to go. Alex Lancashire with a throw in. The first long throw he's had from the left hand side for Boston towards that near post, and it's gone out for a corner.
It's the first one, is it?
First corner of the match.
Here we go.
In the 99th minute. You only need one.
I'm standing up.
You can't go up for the corner, Peter. You've got to stay where you are with us. Greg Sloggett, like I say, first corner of the game for the Pilgrims. Can Boston get themselves a winner? It's Sloggett towards that back post. Chris got up, and it goes out for a goal kick. And again, both teams thought they should have got that decision. And the referee, who else has said something as they're running past now? I don't know who he's booked.
It's got to be another corner. He's headed it against his back.
Is it Lancashire or is it Fogarty? I don't know. I don't know who he's booked there.
I think it was Lancashire, I think.
Graham Coughlin's having a chat. Well, his arm is resting on the fourth official.
He's exhausted.
I'm sure we can imagine what's being said there. We've got 90 seconds of stoppage time still to go. 1-1 here. We'll get a reaction to Lincoln City and the other teams following the conclusion of this game, but it's Scunthorpe that are coming for. Boston have got some defending to do here very late on, and Lancashire does that defending really well and goes down the line to John Lewis, and that's a very tired now John Lewis chasing this ball down with Bella Hoon, but he still forces the Scunthorpe man to go back to his keeper, who plays it high. Sloggett's got a free header here, heads it forward towards John Lewis, who feels he was fouled by Bella Hoon, and the referee again took seconds to decide.
Do you know what? He has not given that. He has not given that free kick. The ball's gone out of play, then he's give it. That's incredible.
That's a strange
That
decision.
is incredible.
And again, it goes under the line of soft.
He's just not sure, is he? He's just literally not sure.
Well, Graham Coughlin and Andy Butler are actually in conversation with each other. I bet they're both
saying the same thing.
Butler's probably said that's a terrible free kick. Graham's probably gone over and said, what about the penalty, you know? I love it when managers get in conversation, I really do. So Boston have a free kick, left hand side here. Greg Sloggett, what are we, 25 yards, Peter?
Yeah.
Will he shoot? I don't think he will. I think this will be a cross. But this is very, very late in the day. Stamford have lost to Stratford Town by 2-1. We are in the 11th minute of stoppage time. We've just entered it now. Can Boston win it? This is it. It's going to be Greg Sloggett with that kick towards the back post. It's headed back across, cleared away at the near post by Scunthorpe. Boston won the first one, and now Scunthorpe are going to look to try and counter themselves. Boston desperately trying to get men back, and that's a brilliant bit of defending by Waldock. Yes, he's conceded the throw-in, but he's cut out a crucial through ball, and he's probably had the allotted time now. We're 30 seconds over the allotted 11 minutes as the Boston fans are making some noise. Ball across is headed away by Lancashire. John Lewis will look to charge this down, but Scales has it for Scunthorpe, plays it down the line. Coyle will come across and just boots it into the stand that we're in. Scunthorpe have a throw in, looking to try and win it late. We are nearly had 12 minutes added on as Coyle comes across and wins Boston a throw in. He hasn't, because there goes the full-time whistle. Well, it was a crazy second half that's finished 1-1. It's a great point for Boston United, but we'll probably feel they should have had 3. They took the lead when John Lewis scored in the 56th minute. The biggest talking point will be the penalty, a foul on Whitehall by Grist, who'd just come on. Roberts put the penalty away. Both teams had, you'd probably say, half chances to win the game after that. And Peter Costello, I think when Boston reflect on this, first of all, it's a very good point.
I think it is. Before the game, you'd have probably taken a point, but the way the game's gone, a little bit disappointing that they've not clung on to all 3. Fantastic game, second half, end to end. Lincolnshire derby, brilliant to watch. Fans got really involved in it. Plenty of talking points.
We'll just do a couple of them before we go. But first of all, Boston scoring a goal and then missing a great chance to go 2-0 up, and that felt key at the time, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was against a run of play. Scunthorpe started really well second half. Bit of a crazy goal as well, wasn't it? Keepers spilled it, and then great chance to go 2-0 up. Can't believe Donna's not got the end of it, and then the penalty. I mean, you could talk about it forever, but for me, he's only just come on the pitch. It's a shame Lavaney has gone off because he's done really well.
So Graham's talking to the referee now, and he's pointing to his watch more than anything, which I imagine that's about the 11 minutes, which certainly surprised me. But on reflection, the game, fair score?
Eventually, probably. I think Boston just shaded it, you know. I think they just shaded it on that second half. They could have gone 2-0 up. Probably the last 10 minutes, Callum Roberts ran the show for Scunthorpe. He did really well. So they probably had the better of the last 10 minutes. But I think Boston are disappointed they've not come on to all 3, you know.
Well, we've lots of reaction to come from this game in the final hour of Hope and Glory. But as you can hear, the boos from the Boston United players. Yes, you've guessed it. The fans, sorry. Boos from the fans. You've guessed it. It's aimed as the referee goes off the pitch. But it's finished here. Boston United 1, Scunthorpe United 1. Let's go back to the BBC Radio Lincolnshire studio and Michael Horton.
Peter Dale, thank you very much. Back with them a little bit later on. So it'll be interesting to hear what Graham Coughlin has to say about the penalty and what he made of that. Right, let's talk about our other local sides. Gainsborough Trinity also in action this afternoon, and they've ended on the wrong end of a scoreline. Dave, doesn't happen too often to them at the moment, but they've lost this one.